but we still keep holding on. Yeah. We're never gonna break up. We'll be always there to make up. As long as we stick together, we'll climb. I'm gonna ride with him to the wire. I know I can't sing. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Keep holding on, yeah. We're never gonna break up. We'll be always there to make up. As long as I stick with him, we fly higher. I'm gonna ride with him to the wire. Right? We on fire. Sorry, I'm in a Tamia type of mood. Welcome to Chanel's reality, y'all. Listen. Whoo, child. It's been a long ass day. It's been a long week. I don't know what y'all got going on. I'm just over here trying to survive. Y'all know that song, Eye of the Tiger? Right now, you know what? Right now, I really could listen to have y'all ever heard of this? There was this gaming console called look, I look crazy. I'm just trying to get my glasses so I can see because I'm old. I told y'all I'm almost 50. Listen. There was this game console called what was it called? Guitar Hero. And they had that song from Rocky. It just, it lights you up, and then you doing the drums and you trying to keep up on the Guitar Hero. And my husband Ike, no, I'm playing. He putting people out the band. Listen, I put people out the band, honey. You know what I'm saying? He's not really Ike, but you get what I'm saying. He's just my husband is like one of those people that if he's gonna do something, it's gonna get done right. He's very methodical and logical and reasonable. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what is happening with my little wig. I got my little struggle wig. Okay? Pray for me, y'all. I am on here. I came home with high hopes. High hopes, right? I had all these high hopes. I was like, I'm gonna do this and this and this. And for the most part, I ain't been able to do none of it. You know why? Okay, I'm gonna vent for 2 seconds. Because my insurance company, remember I told you I had a fire, and so we just not moving back in our house. And I'm like, we pay all of this money. Where is my reimbursement? I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I don't. She doesn't. And then last week I got into a car accident. And then, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. So about a week and a half now. I had a car accident 4 days later or 3 days later. My mother-in-law had a car accident. with my niece in the car and the airbags deployed. It's just, listen, I'm just like, is it in the water? It has to be. It has to be in the water. It has to be in the water. Who? How have I been on this earth for 44 years and never been in an ambulance, and then been in an ambulance twice in the same week? What are we doing? What is happening? Telling you, man. Listen, God, you know what? I'm gonna sit over here and I'm gonna just be grateful that I'm alive, because I could have been in that car accident and not walked out of it. There's that. And same thing with my, lovely mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and my niece. Love you, Lexi. Love you, mommy. So anyways, we're on here today to talk about the Real Housewives of child, the Atlanta Housewives. I didn't forget. Look, let me pull up my notes. My insurance company irritating me because they're supposed to submit payment, and I'm just tired of being patient, and I ain't got time. Alexa, remind me in an hour to send an email to Juan.
Okay, I'll remind you in 1 hour.
What were we doing in this world without Alexa? Do y'all know? Because I don't know what I was doing. How are we surviving without iPhones and all the, what were we doing with our lives? I don't know. But tonight we're gonna get into, because I came home and I was like, I was really supposed to do my I was supposed to do the mid-season trailer. And then it's just been a crazy week. It's just craziness. That's the only way I could explain it. It's just been crazy. Everything that I've been trying to do, it just ain't worked out. But I have plans, and God, listen, they say God laughs. He stay laughing at Chanel, okay? He'd be like, yep, look at her. I feel like God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and the angels, they probably be up there like, she really thinks she doing. Now let's institute God's plan. Insert God's plan. Boop. Just messed up my whole plans, because I like that little, I don't know if you call it a meme or GIF or whatever it's called. Oh, let's see. Girl, I'm not playing with you. I don't care. What? Anyway, I think the Holy Spirit and Jesus and God and them, they up there, and my angels, they up there like, she at it again. She over here thinking she could be Superwoman, Stop dead in my tracks. No Superwoman for me. But let me check Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. Let me check YouTube, because YouTube, they be acting funny, and they be like, oh, Chanel live. We're not gonna let the world know she live, because they have some sort of algorithm that basically, if you are consistent with your content and life isn't happening around you, then, or you have a team to help you be consistent, and I don't, it's just me, then they kind of like bump you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have good numbers in terms of the number of people who watch my videos or view it or whatever it is. Those numbers are still pretty consistent. But like, if I go on here right now, and I go to YouTube, let me see. If I go to YouTube right now and then go to their homepage and then click live, they probably not gonna have me up there. No, because it's right now, Texas. We live in Texas, and we supposed to be getting tornadoes. We just survived the hailstorm. I'm like, if this live don't make it, that's why. Because we got so much going on outside. But yeah, they don't show me as live. So what has to happen is, if YouTube doesn't deem your channel, I guess, worthy to be live to all your people, then you have to actually go to my page, to my channel rather, and then click on live, and then, oh yeah, and then it'll show you see, it won't even let me click on it. I can't. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's from 4 days ago. What the hell? See, this is what we're talking about right there. Oh no, now it's showing that I'm live somewhere. Okay. I just saw it, now it went away. YouTube, come to the front. Stop playing with my video. Okay, so now finally, but you have to go to my page to see the live. Otherwise, I know some people get the what is that called? The notification. And some people don't. So whatever. Like I said, you got to be in the algorithm and in their good graces. Which, listen, I'm a rebel. I wish I could be that person that could just fall in line. No, I don't. I'm lying. Sometimes I wish I could be that person, but I'm not that girl. I'm a little bit of a rebel. Yeah, it just is what it is. That's why my channel is named Chanel's Reality because it's my reality. And it ain't changing over here. So, anyways, let's get into the mid-season trailer, and then we'll talk about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna bring up my little sis. She wants to join the panel. I'm gonna add you to the stage, Miss Santos. If you know you don't have to say anything yet if you don't want to, but if you want to, feel free. So I don't know if you watched the mid-season trailer.
Oh,
What, y'all hear her?
is that the episode? I'm sorry, I'm getting old.
Anyway, nobody playing with you. I'm old. You ain't old. Yes, this. Hold on. Let me see, because I had it pulled up on my phone. Because it's copywritten, so you can't let everything. Why isn't it?
What is that?
Okay, so shoot, what is happening? Oh, please. Do y'all ever watch those shows where they have the little kids from a different country or from our country tasting food that's from a different country? That I could watch for hours. They are crazy. I love it. It's hella funny. But okay, so the mid-season trailer, they show us what's her name? Phaedra. Who called her Phaedra? I can't remember. Was it D?
Phaedra.
Denise got her
Child. Child, them is devils.
What list? Okay, service announcement. Why do my boobs always look like, you would swear if you go look at some of my videos, like that my boobs are like a size G. They're not. They're double D, and I have a problem with anyways. We're not even gonna get into it. I got on a whole ass sexy Victoria's Secret model. Never mind. I'm failing. Okay, I'm failing at it. Just give me a little bit of grace. So yeah, they introduced Phaedra because I guess Phaedra's supposed to be their savior. I don't know. I never liked Phaedra on the Housewives, and I've explained this before. But my major reason I never liked her on the Housewives, aside from her just having this very elitist type of attitude and that type of thing, is because I feel like Phaedra could never be honest because Phaedra's worried about, or at least was worried about, her good name, and she wanted to make sure she kept Apollo in line. I know Phaedra, she's what is she? Scorpio? I think she's a Scorpio. But they have that they'll stick you and you being, pain and all that. So I know he probably dealt with her very probably super ultra controlling personality, but she always wanted to come off as like a church lady. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not mad at her for wanting to do that, but I'm saying as a viewer, I'm just kind of like, it just gives fake. You can't really be authentically who you are because you worried about what everybody's going to think of you and what everybody's going to say about you and your husband. But I think Phaedra, come to the process, you have to kind of think about that before you marry, an ex-con. And that's all I'm saying. Shout out to the ex-cons, the ones that are not violent. Okay. Shout out to the rest of them, no violence, no SA, none of that. I'm talking about just, the people that, what Carmen say about what the criminals say in jail? They'd be like, everybody the dope boy and nobody the crackhead or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I really could never with Phaedra. But when she went on over there to the Real Housewives, I'm not the Real Housewives. Yeah, it's hell. Yeah, or something. It sounds like hell. It also sounds like gunshots, but we don't have people in my neighborhood. They don't have guns. Well, I can't say they don't have guns. We live in Texas, the great state of Texas, honey. Everybody got a gun. Okay. Ooh, I can't say that word. Let me stop saying that word. Or YouTube strike my video. A pew pew or a pow pow. I'll call it that. So that's why I could never really get with Phaedra. But when she went on over there to Married to Medicine, people are like, well, she's not giving anything, but listen, let that lady give. She married and tolerated a whole convict for what, 4 or 5 years or something like that. So let her come out and have her blonde wig to her booty. and get new boobs and be fabulous. But Phaedra, come to the front. Don't put no more fillers or whatever it is you got the doctor putting in your face. Don't put no more. No. Because you have like a round face. And, you know, Phaedra, listen, when she left the Real Housewives of Atlanta, all of a sudden she was a Wilhelmina model. I was like, well, and she looked great. So that let me know, you know what? I'm not going to be mean. I don't like to talk about how people look, but I never thought she was pretty. I'm just saying. I didn't put her in a pretty category. I wouldn't necessarily put her in an ugly category either. So, you know, it's nothing wrong with how she looked, but I wouldn't say she's gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? So, but whenever I saw her on that Wilhelmina thing, I was like, well, go ahead on with your bad self, girl. Listen, they had her snatched for the guys, and I was here for it. I was like, all right, this is her. Now my husband gone, and you know, I'm about to get out here and get some action, honey. But anyway, so the trailer starts with Porscha, FrIck and FRACK, coming to Phaedra's house, and they did the same exact scenario that Quad and Phaedra did with that type of thing. And it's just kind of like, okay, we did that last season on the Married to Medicine, people. Like, find a new thing. But although I've never been a FrIck and FRACK fan because both of them are liars, like they will lie to you within an inch of their life. No problem with lying to you. So anyway, they show them, and then they show some of the other ladies like Britt and some of the things that she's doing. So let me look a little more at what the trailer is showing. And so I don't want them to say anything, so I'm gonna mute it first. Okay, so then, you know, I'm not a person. I don't believe in this idea that someone came, woman or man, and stole your husband or your wife. People have to be willing to go. Okay, so if your husband is, you know, over to the side, sniffing coochies and whatever it is that they do, booty hole, whatever it is that they into, if they're over there doing that with another woman, that woman didn't force him to be over there with her. Okay, so this idea, oh, she stole this woman's husband, she didn't. But she went on right on in there and was enticing him or whatever it was, or maybe he reached out to her. But the point is, it all looks bad. And Porscha is a whole ass lie. And I just feel sad for her that, like, I think she sells her Crown Victoria to the highest bidder. That's the energy she gives, you know. And then in this trailer, it's even worse because they show a scene. And this is the thing, you have to take with a grain of salt because we don't know, they're not showing us what led up to, or sometimes when they're taping reality TV, they play in the trailer things they never even show us to kind of like reel you in or whatever, or they play things out of order and you think that this person is saying this in response to that, and it's not even that. You know what I'm saying? And so they think they slicker than us and they smarter than us. Bravo, Andy, come to the front. Y'all not slicker and smarter. Let's just keep it a bug. We are not under the delusion or illusion that, you know, these are real friendships and that these people would naturally, organically hang out. We're not under that delusion. Be very clear. Okay. We just like it for entertainment purposes. Well, I could just say I like it for entertainment purposes because that's all it is. I mean, I do believe that the real part of these types of shows are some of the interactions, some of the feelings getting hurt, some of the people being exposed. Simon being one of them. Just saying. Porscha being exposed with her fairy tale relationship she supposedly had with Cordell. What's her name? Porscha Williams, Cordell Stewart Gubadia. I don't know what her name is anymore, but I can guarantee you somebody else gonna try to wife her. I'm telling you, because sis got body for days and she's cute. You know, I'll give her that. She got body for days and she's cute. So hey, listen, I ain't mad at her, but we're gonna stop running around America acting like this lady stole this man from I forget the Fallon. Now, I'm sure from Fallon's perspective, he was definitely stolen. And the reason that the viewers feel that way, I feel like Porscha is just, and I hate to say this because I don't like talking down on women, she moves like a hoe. Let's just be clear. She's doing whatever she needs to do to get to the money, to get to his money, right? And it honestly, it degrades women. So it's just like, girl, listen, I try not to knock nobody hustle. I really do. I try. to stay over here on my yoga mat and just be like, listen, y'all go out there and, you know, do whatever you want. But it's all these audacities that someone clearly gave Porscha. She on here talking about, I would never steal someone's husband. I would never sleep with someone else's husband. Girl, are you serious right now? And she dead ass. She's just as serious about saying that she would never sleep with another person's husband as she is when she, or was when she said, you know, there's 265 days in a year, and that the train for the oh God, now she got me forgetting what the damn name of the train was. The Underground Railroad, that's what I meant. So just as sure she was that underneath that church they went into that season, that, you know, they got the holes under here because somebody got to be driving the train. No, Porscha, it's a euphemism. Stop. Like, stop it. I can't with her. So it's just like, girl, shut up. So anyway, in the trailer, she is sitting at the table, allegedly, because like I told you, they be moving shit around, so you don't know what's what. She's sitting at the table with Ralph. And Ralph, listen. I understand why Drew's getting a divorce. However, I also understand why she married. Ralph look good as hell to me. Listen, he does. So I understand, but Ralph is a drive-by. You don't take the drive-by and marry him. As you know, it's the same thing as when they say, you know, you don't marry a hoe. It's the same thing. I mean, I don't know anything about Ralph. I just know what they show us here on the internet. And everything on Chanel's reality is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know none of these people. I wasn't there. It's all alleged, okay? Okay. It's in my opinion. So they got Porscha sitting at the table with Ralph, asking him questions. So what did she say? You ever sniffed another woman or something like that? And he's like, of course. And then Portia's like, where'd you sniff her? And it's just like, this is that bullshit. So Porscha, episode 1 of season 16, Porscha goes down into the basement or wherever they were in Shamia's, manor, palace, wherever it is that she lived, because it's sis is living real good, okay? But wherever they were to kind of like discuss, you know, the bone that Porscha needed to pick with Drew. And Porscha was just going in, how dare you? You know, you are trifling, and I'm paraphrasing. You are trifling, low down, dirty, blah, 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 blah. Simply because she has a working relationship with your ex and who happens to be your baby daddy or baby child's father. Why is that problematic? You was married to Mr. Gubadia, the guy that apparently was deported for the second time. So, I mean, allegedly, he was deported. He clearly fooled you on some level. But listen, if I'm being fair, it's not difficult to fool Porscha. She thinks there's 264 days in a year. It ain't hard. And then he drug her the way he drug her. I did videos on that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, child. I listen, I don't know that I can show my face again if my husband drug me like that. I don't know, girl. But listen, I guess she's saying, you know, she can move on. She can find another. I don't know, but like, how do you fix your lips to say the stuff that you say? You have a problem and you tell Drew she's low down and dirty because she's, I guess, trying to advance her career. Now it does look a little sus that Drew over there trying to, you know, whatever, because we didn't know the hot dog man to be anything other than the hot dog man. And I think like a club owner. We didn't know he was in the music, but you know, Atlanta is a hub for, what did Nene say? Season 1 is the hub for the affluent Black people. It's Black Hollywood. So, you know, they don't listen. He got 3-4, you know, streams of income. I ain't mad at him. Keep getting it. Keep winning. Right. So you're mad at him and you're mad at Drew for just doing business allegedly with your ex and your also your child's father. Why are you mad? When you flying around the world and doing on private jets and stuff with your new husband? What do you think Fallon thought about that? You think she was just kind of like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's just the audacity. They must have been giving them away for free, you know, to Porscha. It's just, girl, do you hear yourself? So to me, even though it's annoying to like watch that scene, for a few reasons, but more so because it's just vindictive as like it just is. Because Porscha don't give nothing to about Ralph, in my opinion. She doesn't. It's just because I'm gonna get my lick back. That's what it feels like to me, and that's my reality because I'm Chanel, and it's my reality. So that's how I see it. It feels like a producer situation. Like let's just create some fucking drama. So because Porscha, for whatever reason, has a bone to pick with Drew. By the way, sidebar, Drew, girl, Drew is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Whoever's doing her new wigs and her face, but honestly, even if she didn't have the makeup, she's gorgeous to me. I just think she's gorgeous. And her outfits are elevated. She wearing Balmain this year, or Balmain, however you say it, because I love my Balmain, okay? I bought some when we were in Dubai. I love my Balmain. My husband's like, what is this new thing that you like? I'm like, it's fashion. Get into it. So now he knows what it is. And I'm like, I can't with him. Because when I met my husband, I know what he was wearing? Big Daddy shirts. Listen, ladies, this is what I did, okay? I just slowly, replaced his unattractive, non-stylish clothing, like the Big Daddy shirts, with like Ralph Lauren and like True Religion jeans. You know what I'm saying? And so then, if you don't have nothing but Ralph Lauren and good options, then you could dress good. And he don't know. He don't know. And that's the way I like it. I don't know that I could ever be with a man that I don't want to say I could never be with a man like prior to my husband that don't know how to that does know how to dress like even better than me. Like I like a stylish guy, but it's something about a guy that's always stylish. It's just something weird about that. Like I want you to be Idris Elba with his fine ass. That man just got fine all over him. Ugh. Anyway, look, what did Drew say? Your Jezebel spirit. Idris Elba could get it. Him, Trevor Noah, and my ultimate is if he ever watches this video, y'all let him know that Chanel would like him. I'm gonna need a hall pass for Hill Harper. Yeah. Absolutely, I am. My husband gonna have to. He listen. I love him. I'm gonna give him a hall pass if Beyonce ever come through. You know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what I'm saying? Chanel, I really wanna. She ain't, but I know she might. She married Jay-Z. He ain't cute. My husband is handsome, but not. Whatever. Shout out to Beyonce. I'm on Beyonce's internet, so I'm be quiet because I don't need her coming, messing stuff up over here on Chanel's reality. You know what I'm saying? No, but like Drew's outfit game and style game, it's I'm gonna give her it's a 7 at this point because the other seasons I don't know what Drew was on and her wigs. Remember she brought that wig. Oh my God, didn't she bring a wig for like Christmas exchanging or something? So this wig is worth $1,000. Where, sis? Everybody else is like exchanging like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Tiffany's, and she coming with somebody wig, girl. The shake and go, the 25. Girl. Anyway, so yeah, back to Porscha with her shady self. So let me see what else are they talking about. Oh my God! So then they show a scene. This is what I mean by I like the new Phaedra. They show a scene where Phaedra is kissing that guy, appears to be that guy, because I don't know him. I don't know none of these people. I wasn't there, okay? But she appears to be kissing that guy that apparently or allegedly was good friends with Apollo and Apollo's wife or about to be ex-wife or something. I don't know. Because on Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly, the messiest housewife of them all, okay? She went and had Apollo come, but I do think Phaedra had a hand in that, in my opinion.
Shaq.
Huh?
His name is Shaq.
Is that his name? Okay, so Shaq. All right. So yeah, she got Shaq to come. And then we found out on Married to Medicine that Shaq and Apollo were friends or are friends or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like this, listen. People can do whatever the hell they want, right? You can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit about what you're doing in your bedroom. That's between you, whoever you're doing it with, and your creator, okay? Whatever it is that you want to do, listen, I don't have nothing to do with that. But it's real slimy to like go and have sex with your husband, your ex-husband, the father of your 2 kids, regardless that Apollo have his issues, right? And by the way, Apollo fine too. Like, Jesus. And I don't even like, I'm not even into that type of guy, but he fine though. I understand why Kenya was like, and Apollo is Floyd. Like, I understood why. I wouldn't probably say that if I was in that friend circle, but I understood what I understood what Kenya meant. And I understood what Dr. Heavenly meant too on that reunion when he showed up. She was just like, oh God. Whew, I ain't got nothing to say. Oh no, she was doing a review with Carlos King, and she was just like, listen, like, you know, she over there be daddy and daddy like me to put it in my mouth and daddy. Listen, Apollo showed up. She was just like, I'm with it. I feel like Heavenly is like, I'm gonna need a hall pass. She don't need the same damn hall pass that I'm trying to get for Hill Harper. And it's understandable because Apollo looked good too. But anyways, so in this trailer where, you know, you see, I'm about to call her Porscha, but you see Phaedra kissing this guy named Shaq, apparently. It's like, well, how did y'all get her to do that? Not saying obviously she kisses people and she's sexual, but what I'm saying is Phaedra, like I said before, Phaedra all these years has been trying to present to the world that, you know, really buttoned up. I wear Chanel 5 days a week. I'm a super mom. I'm that lawyer. I'm that bit, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though she giving, you know, she doing cases and they paying her in the parking lot, you know, $3,000 for whatever. It's just so shady, girl. Like, what are we doing? But it made for good TV because it's like, girl, you a whole ambulance chaser lawyer, and I ain't mad at her. She got to get to the money. Phaedra wake up and be like, let's get to the money, and I ain't even mad at her. But she's just not my cup of tea. We couldn't be friends in real life. But I did think it was interesting that they got her to show that type of affection, even on Married to Medicine. I was like, whoa, okay. But I guess, listen, she's been fancy free since Apollo went to the Slammer, and you know, she deserved, you know, I feel like, to go have some fun. And you know, just don't put one more needle in your face, Phaedra. That's all I'm saying. Just don't do that. Like, just, but her body's looking good too, child. I don't know if she got some lipo or some adjustments. And listen, shout out to all the women that do. And it doesn't mean, sidebar, if you want to enhance your body, if you want to get new boobs or suck something out from somewhere or add something somewhere, it's your body. Don't let other people try to tell you, oh, well, you just want to be fake or you have low self-esteem and blah, 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 blah. Let's be very clear. There's a whole bunch of beautiful ass people that don't think they look good or that are have very low self-esteem. It just is what it is. There's a whole bunch of people walking around on any of them runways across Paris and wherever else that have they self-esteem is under the ground. But because they pretty, people think that they're happy and this and the third. I'm not saying pretty people aren't happy. I'm saying stop thinking because someone wants to modify their body parts or wants to do something to, you know, change what they look like, that they innately hate what they look like or they don't like themselves or they don't love themselves. It doesn't necessarily always mean that. You know what I'm saying? All of us, I don't care how cute you are, there is a part of your body that you wish was different or that you could adjust, whether it's your nose, your teeth, your skin color, your forehead. If you got stretch marks and maybe your nipples and got, you know, the size of an orange since you had them 3-4 kids, maybe got a love handle, like whatever it is. And it don't matter. Men feel the same way. They ain't gonna ever say it. I was on the Drip Show one time and I was like, you know, oh God, I shouldn't say that. So I'm not gonna say that. Just tune into the Drip Show if y'all. It's the Drip, what is it? The Drip TV or something like that. Go on over there, you know, subscribe and do all of that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm shocked at how they were able to get Phaedra to do that. She kissing this man on the TV. Child, okay. So people don't think I'm crazy. The reason I'm saying that's shocking to me, because remember, Phaedra came on this TV show as a whole ass grown woman who was 7-8 months pregnant. Talking about she 5 months pregnant, but the doctor gonna just take the baby out. Girl, shut up. You sound like Porscha talking about 232 days in a year. Stop it. So you come on national TV and tell us that you having a baby and the doctor gonna have to induce at 5-6 months. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. And Kim, what did Kim Zolciak tell her? Lying sack of shit or something like that. Kim said, shout out to Kim. Did they lose their house or did they save it? Or did Big Papa say their house? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the reason that I'm saying so much about Phaedra and that it's it's to me amazing that they were able to capture her doing that, is because she said on that first season that Phaedra was on that in her family you can't get pregnant outside of wedlock. So at 30 something years old, however old Phaedra was when she came on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think she was at least 30, at least. You are too uptight and too scared of your own family and what the image that you're going to portray, that, you know, if you tell these people your actual real due date, then your mom's going to be mad or your dad's going to, you know, disapprove because y'all wasn't married first. But now you kissing on TV? I mean, I guess she evolved, you know, whatever. But I do understand that. I'm going to give her some grace because I do understand that, you know, things that you do in your house and with your family, your parents are doing their best to try to raise you the right way, right? And so I think she doesn't want to embarrass her family or her, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. But I'm like, why are you on this show then? Anyway, so what else did they talk about in this damn trailer? Let me see.
Oh, Chichi, we got a guy. Check.
Wait, what y'all think about Samia? Child, look, Shamia say kiss my mama. So, okay, I feel two types of ways about Shamia. I do think Shamia is good TV. I do think that reality TV. I do think that she's pretty. She has a great body as well. My issue with Shamia is that your friend. So, okay, so this is the thing. I've said this before. Surgeons hang with surgeons. Okay. Listen, doctors hang with doctors. The people, the lunch ladies at the cafeteria, they hang with other lunch ladies. Therapists hang with therapists. You hang with people and you associate with people that's at your level, whatever that level is, right? That's generally speaking. Obviously, I'm not a surgeon, but I have a friend, a really good friend, that her husband is a surgeon, you know, but me and her husband aren't friends, but you know what I'm saying? So obviously you'll know people outside of your whatever, right? But it's just odd to me that, like, so I can't trust Shamia's intentions or all of the things she does because of the company she keeps, right? So Portia's one part of the company, but to the world, to the viewers, she's a big ass part of Shamia's life, right? Portia's the reason we know Shamia. You know, if we want to keep it a book. So I have to question, you know, people you hang out with. If your bestie appears to be a whole asshole. I'm not saying she is because I'm not there. I don't know that lady. I don't know none of these people. I wasn't there. But what she presents to the world is she, you know, she gonna sell her Queen Victoria to the highest bidder. So if that's the case, that doesn't necessarily mean because your friend is that way or had been that way. Because usually you're supposed to grow out of that. You know, you swing from chandeliers when you're in your early 20s and all that, whatever, you're getting it in, and then you know you want to settle down and have a family, whatever, right? That's fine, but Portia still hasn't done that. So I'm a little bit confused. And the guy that she did marry, he's suspect too. So all I'm saying is, if all you hang around and seem to be clicked up with is suspect people with you know bad backstories and all of that, I have to look at you a little sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't have any criminal friends. So I'm not saying that, or at least knowingly, let me say it like that. So it's like, if I meet someone and they're a genuine person, and just because you were a criminal or have been caught, have a criminal history or whatever, that doesn't mean that you're, you know, that person. That's not the totality of your life. Is really what I'm getting at. It's one part of your life. If you did it and you learned your lesson and you stopped, right? Or even if it took you years, you know, at some point when you got your life together, I respect it. You know, everybody do what they do. It is what it is. So I don't know. I have to give Shamia the side eye because you still besties with a girl that, you know, you acting like when Brit, who was it? Kelly? I loved Kelly. Kelly was like, keep Kelly, Bravo, and Andy, come to the front. Keep her. She is a listen. She's keep her. She fits. She's perfect. Okay. So that's the reason I kind of give her the side eye. Like, Shamia, girl, I hope this don't happen, and I hope Porscha has enough respect for you to never have this happen. But I do think Porscha is one of those girls that, if for whatever reason your husband was down and she was down, she would just do the same gutter snipe shit that she did to Fallon. I believe that because there's nothing else for me to believe. That's how she's presented herself to this world. Just, I want what I want, and if I'm pretty enough, I'm sexy enough to go get it, and you know, hide your husband, hide your. So for me, I'm like, I have to give her side eye, but I do think Shamia brings, she for this season. I don't know what she's gonna bring us next season, but I feel like her. Okay, I'll say this: Shamia to me is the, of all the cast, to me, her story is the most interesting. Might not be the most entertaining, but it's the most interesting in terms of like, I'm like, okay, well, I'm invested. Like, I want to see her and her husband have a little boy. I know a lot of people online like, why are you still trying to have a baby? Blah, blah, blah. Like, let that lady live. If that's what her and her husband want to do, shut the hell up. Them people don't have to do nothing for you. They don't have to stop wanting their dreams to come true because, you know, the second baby has some health concerns or health issues. Let people live. Okay. Just let people live. So I ain't mad at her for that. I think it's the most authentically believable story. You know, because who knew Shamir was rich? I didn't know, child.
Because it was a lot.
So I don't know how to feel about Britt. We're gonna get to her in a minute, but I just gotta push pause on Britt because I don't know. I don't think I care too much about anything else in this trailer, but let me see.
Britt gonna be mad when she see they left her out, and I'm here for it. You could have just pulled me to the side. If you know something, share.
So it seems as though at the beginning of this season that Britt and little hot sauce lady, what's her name? What did I just say? Kelly. A little bit, you know, it seems like they had a good relationship or friendship. I just don't know, just from Britt's behavior, that she seems very hot-tempered to me. And she seems like she's not mature enough to let shit go. But all the people online seem like they hate her and they want her gone. I don't want her gone. I want to keep her with her nose that she can't breathe through. Her nose that she can't breathe through, and her, you know, Kim Fields' husband, circa whatever year that was that Kim Fields was on here, and everybody was saying, you know, he, you know, was, you know, a little, you know, spicy or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm confused about her husband. I don't know if I feel like he might like both teams, but I don't know. Maybe he don't. He gives a little bit controlling to me. So I don't know. I don't get it. But I think we got to keep Britt around because Britt is going to do the unexpected to get it popping. But she does give VH1 something. Okay. She doesn't give to me Bravo. But, you know, Bravo ain't great. I'm just saying, I do think that there's some level of standards. And I don't know if that's the same thing down there, you know, living down to the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, child. Put the paws on somebody here. Remember Lil Spanky? What's his name? Lil Spanky? I don't know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He talking about he gonna put some paws on somebody. So I don't think Britt, I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, Britt and Kelly are no longer friends. I don't think Britt and Angela are in danger of ever being friends. And y'all can tell me what y'all think. I don't, it comes across to me that Angela's husband doesn't, I feel like I hate this. It doesn't feel like, to me, it feels like they have an authentic relationship, meaning like a real life marriage. That's what I mean by that, right? But it doesn't feel like to me that he really supports her or even really likes her, to me. Just from the small clips, because, you know, Bravo and any reality TV, they filming you for, you know, 8 hours and they only use, you know, 3 minutes a year or whatever. So he could have been loving on her and being nice and all that, and then they just show us the worst of it because that's their job. Their job is to, you know, be salacious. It just is what it is. But I'm just saying, my instinct is that he ain't supportive. I mean, she going to the house expecting him to help her, and he just kind of like, that ain't my thing. I don't help. Like, it's just I don't know. It's giving. it's giving he probably doing something with somebody. It's just my opinion. He just doesn't seem like a person that he doesn't seem like he supports her to me from what they show through the TV. She seems like from the story she told that, you know, she was kind of like, I won't use the word stalking, but basically kind of like, okay, I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna, you know, check in, see is he here today? And she just kind of wanted to get with him. And I'm not mad at her for that. I just couldn't do that. I'm not begging you. But the old people say, don't let no man tell you more than once he don't want you, child. And I ain't saying he told her that, but I'm just saying I ain't waiting around, child. I got things to do. Check, bitch. I got things to do. I ain't got time. I don't have time to be waiting on you to make a decision of whether you want to choose me or not. You know, if you want to tolerate me, if you like me, if I'm annoying or whatever it is, you know, it don't take a rocket science. You ain't got to wait 3 years to figure out if you want to be around that person, or 4 years. So this whole idea, you got to wait and see and make sure. Yes, you don't want to just jump into bed with anybody because people, listen, they be having, I haven't listen, I think everybody need an STD panel in Hollywood because whatever Diddy was doing over there and all them people that was at them white parties, listen, some of them was there voluntarily and then some of them wasn't. And just, you know, what streets have said about what happened to Usher, I'm just like, everybody need an STD panel. Just saying, you know, and listen, by the way, from what I've heard about Atlanta, you don't know who on the deal. Just saying. So you don't know what you got. And that's why I always look at Porscha to be like, does she have is there any type of, you know, something around her lips? Could she just be selling her Queen Victoria to the highest bidder? I mean, stop me when I'm lying about something. Anyway, let's finish this up. Hold on.
With me. I feel like we're inhaling something not right in the water. Oh, when's the last time y'all talked? How many times have Burris and Grenada? Let me tell you something, Brett.
So now she's in a fight. It seems like at some point during the season, Britt's in a fight with Kelly. And I'm just like, I can see how Kelly could probably piss you off because of how she even came at Porscha. And I'm not mad that she came at Porscha because somebody needs to do it because Kenya isn't there and Kenya wasn't gonna do it, in my opinion, because they were supposedly gonna be, you know, friends and the boss bitches. I don't know, until Kenya decided she wanted to do all of the necessary shit, and now she ain't got a job. Anyway, so Kelly's giving that. I mean, not Kelly. Britt is giving that she gonna have beef with everybody but Porscha because it feels like she wants to be Portia's new Shania. Just from what I could see, it seems like that's where, you know, it's tracking to be, that she's gonna be, you know, Portia's Shania. She can be the new Shania. And Shamia, girl, listen, didn't you go? Haven't you been to this part of the zoo before? Whenever Porscha and was it with FrIck and she was Frack or whoever was FrIck or Frack? What did Nene call him? Oh my God, she didn't say Dumb and Dumber. What did she say? Oh, freak and fraud. Bring Nene back. Freak and fraud, girl. That's why we need Nene. I personally don't feel like we need. I don't miss any of the old cast anymore. I think this is a good cast, even with Cynthia. I like Cynthia because she's just kind of like the even keel. She got you know, she's mellow. She ain't full of drama, but you know. So I think we keep Britt because Britt clearly wants to be that girl. She wants to be the girl that's going to have beef with everybody because she's probably been watching the show like us and feels like that's the way to go. If you be the villain, they're always going to want you back. They are. That's why Marlo came back every season for however many seasons, not as a peach holder, but just as a person because they know she'll pop off. Same thing with Cynthia's sister. She'll pop off. So they have them on there to add to, you know, the already good chemistry that people had before this season. And so now Britt and Kelly are going at it. She's already into it with Angela, which I think we'll get to that. Let's just finish this part.
The Wimbledon Championship. You little hobbit. Match point.
What you got? It says. And then Angela tells Porscha something about, I don't think Shamia. What did she say? Look, let me listen.
Oh, this is a lopsided friendship. Wow.
So she says that something to the effect that Angela Oakley says to Porscha, they're having some little, you know, chit chat, and she's like, I think Shania thinks that this is a lopsided friendship, and Shania would be right to think that, because it is. It is. It's mutually beneficial, meaning Shania gets a little check, when she was just a friend of Porscha, she was getting a check. But again, you've been to this part of the zoo before. She put her childhood friend, since they've known each other, since like middle school or something, to the side for a person that is shady, which is Phaedra. It's just facts. So it's like, girl, I do believe everybody deserves a second chance. I do. But it's a character flaw to me. And it's also a character flaw that, you dropping it. What mama, what's Kyle say over there on the Braxton Family Values? You spreading it low and dipping it low and spreading it wide. But also, if I'm gonna keep it a book, I do think Shamia is one of those girls too that was been spreading it low and what did what's Kyle say? Spreading it low, dipping it low and spreading it wide. I think Shamia was part of that gang crew. Because again, you hang around the people that you are. You attract the people that you are. So that lets me, at least I won't say lets me know, but it makes me believe that you have hoe tendencies just like your bestie. Just saying. I'm not saying she's a hoe, but she just hang out with hoes. Just saying. What else?
Between the two of you guys.
So then, they're showing Britt clearly saying, your friend Shania showed me your text messages. And here's the thing: as much as I'm on here and I'm judgy towards these people on this TV, on this TV show, I do think in Shamia's mind and in Porscha's mind to a certain extent, they have a real true friendship. There's longevity there, and they want to be friends and all of that. Which is why, if I'm Porscha, I wanted to keep my friendship with my friend or Shamia, I would not have I would just probably backed away, because you got all your coins and it's hard to walk away from that type of chick. Or I would have asked her not to come onto the cast, because your friendship with my friendship with you is more important than this show. That's just how I see it. I'd rather have somebody who's authentically really my friend in real life versus the whole bunch of fakery and the people that are going to come through, for the clout, for the, whatever it is that people come through for, they'll come up, whatever it is. But I don't think Porscha, I hope for them, they made a pat at the beginning of the thing. Like, no matter what happens, everything on here is for this chick. None of this shit, none of our battles and fights and whatever else are ever going to be real. Like, we're going to know we just making a TV show. Like, it's not real. I wish and I hope that that's what they did. But from the amount of tears Shamia's been crying this season, I don't know. Maybe it's her hormones from the, injections and stuff she's doing with the in vitro allegedly or whatever. I hope that's what it is, but I just don't think Porscha is a real friend to anyone. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about, Britt coming and bringing her bone to Porscha, because she's like, so you really think your best friend should, be is that a real friend to show other people your text messages? And this is the thing, they don't give us the whole clip, so we don't know if Britt is saying that Shamia showed her the text messages, or if Britt is talking about someone else that Shamia showed the text messages to, or that someone told Britt that Shamia showed the messages. Since I don't have all those answers, it's hard because you don't have the context. But if it is a situation where Shamia showed a message to Britt, and Britt is saying, look, this really ain't your friend, because if she was your friend, why would she show me this message? Well, I'm gonna toss that ball back to your ass, Britt. If you were Shamia's friend, why are you telling her bestie that that's what she's doing? Like, shut the hell up. You don't have to tell everything. You don't. You let people find out. I don't have to, like, it's like one of those things where, like, you come to a new job and, they already had a gang or they clique or whoever they with, you trying to feel people out, they trying to feel you out, see whatever. And people at every job I've ever worked at, they always tell me something about somebody. Don't trust this person. This person's a liar. This person don't work hard, whatever it is. I'm one of those people. Nobody can convince me or tell me who I should and should be friends with. That person might just not like your ass. And it could be that they are all of the things that the person is reporting that they are. But then again, I have a problem. What did that guy say on that? There's this song, Gold All in My Chain, Gold All in My Watch. I don't know this ugly guy, but you know what song I'm talking about. But anyway, at some point in the song,
Trinidad James.
huh?
Trinidad James.
Oh, okay. So at some point in that song, he says, and don't tell me who's telling. So to me, that's how I rock. Like, if you over here telling me about this other person and that they not to be trusted, then your ass can't be trusted, because why are you telling me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that there's people you're gonna tell shit to, right? So like, you got your bestie or your favorite sister or your mom or your husband, whatever. There are certain people where you could tell them stuff, and it's, you know, it's like a vault. I have a friend like that. His name's Lance. Shout out to Lance. Hey Lance, hey boo, hey. It's like my brother, but I could tell Lance something, it ain't going nowhere. Just is what it is. So, but everybody isn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And so he tells me stuff. It's a whole locker over here. You ain't getting in. It's about too. So there are people that you can share stuff with, and that you can believe and trust what they're saying. But if you're not really even my friend like that, and I don't really know you like that, I'm looking at you sideways, because why are you telling me who's telling? Now, if it's something in the sense of like that's going to be detrimental to your carrying on and whatever your life is, right? Then yeah, you tell me who's telling. You know, like for example, if Shamia's husband knew that, or Shamia knew that Portia's soon-to-be husband, or her ex-husband now, or whatever, was fraudulent, had been deported, and all this other stuff, that's a situation where, yeah, you tell her what's going on. Friend up, because that type of stuff that it can end your lifestyle and end whatever you had going on. Look at Porscha right now. Bravo is pissed that they wrote her that big ass check, whatever it was. I can guarantee you it was big. And they thought that they were going to get Shamia's life and Portia's life. But Porscha can't go in her house. She can't talk about Simon, or she's acting like she can't talk about Simon, because unless he sent her another cease and desist, she was talking about Simon to the lawyer. Remember, she went in that episode and she's talking about she, you know, was going to be getting a divorce, and she talked about him online, saying he had a what is it that if your man is impotent, what is that, like a erectile dysfunction or something? So if you can get online and tell the whole world that your husband has erectile dysfunction, then you could talk about whatever the hell happened in your marriage. Because to me, what's worse than telling a man his parts don't work? I'm just saying. Is there anything worse? Because men pride themselves on being able to make money and have a penis that works. I'm just saying, find a lie. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you can say that, you can say whatever the fuck you want. And meanwhile, he over here dragging you for filth, honey, across these whole United States. So I don't know. But this fake storyline, she want to be having a beef with Drew and her baby daddy. Now you over here asking, what's Drew's baby daddy? What's her husband's name? Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph. April Morgan. Oh, Dennis, that's his name. Yeah, she, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't believe you, Porscha. Portia's middle name gotta be Lie. Who lied the most on the Real Housewives of Atlanta this season? Who y'all think? Because I think Britt's been lying a lot. I think Drew's middle name is a lie. Drew's a lie. Okay, Drew gonna lie. One thing she is gonna do is gonna lie about some shit. And it's like, this is the thing. Drew lie about shit she don't even have to lie about. And her vocabulary isn't very long. It's not very, you know, because she didn't know what gaslighting. She was on that season. She's like, he's not gaslighting me. And the whole world, the intelligent ones of the world, we like, yes, he is. That's the definition of gaslighting, sis. What are you talking about? He ain't gaslighting me. So she in her confessional Googling gaslighting. How are you going to say with such authority that your husband is not gaslighting you and then read the definition of gaslighting? Like, you over there in the same second grade class with Porscha is all I'm saying. I'm just saying. But she pretty. They both pretty. They are, both pretty and shapely and all of that. But just, I'm not going to say what I think, but y'all get it. They in the same second grade class is all I'm saying.
That's what a best friend should be doing. I've never allowed anybody to talk down about my friendship. And apparently that's not reciprocated. Literally locked me out of the house.
Okay. So I don't know. I can't believe nothing Drew said because Drew lied all day, all night long for no reason. But I do want to see. I hope they show us more of Drew's sister because Drew's sister's with the shits. Okay, she got the whole shit. Like she's with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Drew's sister reminds me of Mal. Like Cynthia is one way, like likable and you know, appropriate and polite and all that. And then Mal said I slapped the shit. I feel like Mal should be sisters with Kandi because they both could go all the way off. But like I feel like Drew's sister and Mal are the same people, two sides of the same coin. And Mal probably, well, I won't say Mal probably. Mal has been wrong since day one. But I'm here for Mal because she ain't playing. Listen, Mal, like, come see about me about whatever the fuck I say. Like that's the attitude Mal have. And listen, I'm gonna let her win. I wouldn't want to be on Mal's bad side because I feel like she's 2 feet taller than me too. And she ain't got nothing to lose. So no, I'm gonna be Mal's friend. Okay. But Drew, girl, I just, I guess it's because I enjoy my integrity and my quote unquote good name and whatnot. That's important to me. So like, I would be so embarrassed if like I sat up here and lied for no good reason. She lied last season or whatever the last season she was on here talking about. I'm stressed out because I'm someone is suing me, blah 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 blah. And then they like, well, how much they suing you for, Drew? $4,000. You would think they were suing her for $300,000-$400,000 or some sort of significant amount. It's $1,000, Drew. Like, girl, stop. You got girls on that show, they walking around in $1,000 wigs, and you talking about somebody suing you, girl, stop. Anyway. What else?
They're gonna don't wear rings as well. My husband does not wear his. No. Apparently, you're just so.
So in the towards the end of the trailer, because I'm ready to get on into the episode, but towards the end of the trailer, they're talking about Angela's husband and how there's some sort of scandal that he allegedly, made a baby, have a new baby, whatever. Like, you can't believe none of this shit because it's all fake and fraud. Like, well, let me not say that. There are a whole bunch of guys on these shows that, they fake and they phony. And listen, let me just be clear. I now understand shout out to the people that ever watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, the Braxton Family Values, because I now understand, even though Vincent Herbert was never that guy. Like, I'm like, I don't know what she sees in him because he ain't cute, in my opinion. But I get it, maybe it was the money, whatever, right? But I do understand. I would never understand when at the time when Tamar would be like, my husband can't have social media. And I'm just like, girl, who wants Vincent D. Herbert? Like, yeah, it'd be great to have money, but I got to be able to look at you. I got to be able to, want to get down. Anyway. So, but I do now understand why she would be like, my husband can't have social media. He can't this and this. I'm not that girl because I'm just not a jealous person. I'm just not, it just is what it is. I don't see the point in maybe because I'm just like, well, yeah, you could find somebody cuter, sexier, or whatever the case may be, but you ain't never gonna find me. And I'm a real one, as real as they come. And I'm cute enough and I got a juicy body, honey. Like, let's not. She doesn't have a problem with her ego. I mean, with her self-esteem at all. Her ego probably has a problem. It is what it is, but I just feel like there's always gonna be when you introduce your world, your life, your livelihood, your marriage, your family for the consumption of the whole world to look at, you better be perfect because they are going to judge your ass. And if you're going to do so and have a husband or a boyfriend, please understand they are sending him naked photos from the gym. They like, who y'all casting? Bravo. Okay. What's his name? I'm immediately sending. Like, it just is what it is. It comes with the territory, unfortunately. So listen, I do understand why Tamar was like, nah, he can't do this, that, and the third. And here's the thing. People who want to cheat, they're going to cheat. You ain't going to be able to do nothing to stop them. All people need is an opportunity. Be very clear. And a reason to do it. Some people don't need much of a reason because, they don't have any discipline, as they say out here. And then a lot of times it's like I said, it's available to you. So, And even the strongest of men, the loyalist of men, the men that, you know, riders for their wife, got a family, you know, whatever, love their wife. It's only so much, you know, free put out there that you could watch coming through your inbox before you eventually like, you know what, come on through. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unfortunate, but it's just the world we live in. So one thing this internet streets are gonna do is turn them tables, child. They are gonna find your husband and they're gonna send him all kind of naked pics. But Megan Thee Stallion said she gonna send him somebody else's titties on that song that I just now heard. I know I'm 3 years late, but I'm always late with the songs. All right, so anyway, that's for the most part what happened in the little trailer. Let's get into the episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. So this was episode. Let me see, what episode was this? Was it episode 9? I think it was episode 9. Well, see, this is the reason I don't have low self-esteem, because I this is what I mean by I don't have low self-esteem. I'm cute, girl. Look, not everybody gonna think I'm cute. Stop it. Okay, I guess that's God's way of saying no. I ain't gonna let you be, you know, whatever on the show with these people. But I'll show you next time. Oh, see, she's cute. I don't know if you have to see her. She cute. That's how you know my ego is. There's no danger of my ego. I don't have low self-esteem. Okay. My iPad has a picture of me. Okay. Anyways, let's get to the. Alexa, stop. I thought that I wrote some notes about the episode. Did I not? Oh, here we go. Okay, so the ladies come back from Nashville. And sidebar, why the hell, Bravo, come to the front. Why the hell y'all keep having these cash trips in places like Austin, Texas? What are you doing? Don't y'all have a whole ass budget? Like, why the Real Housewives of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills not taking their ass to no Austin, Texas, or Vermont, or make like they're not doing that. I listen. I don't think y'all. I don't know if y'all racist or not. Y'all probably are. I'm sure there's somebody in anything are, but it's giving. How y'all have these women walking around in $5,000 Balenciaga and carrying these $40,000 Birkin bags, and they got all, you know, they got driving G-Wagons and all this, but they're going to Austin. I'm confused. Shout out to the people in Austin. They're weird. They just are who they are. They're here in the great state of Texas with me. Okay. But that's not a destination. Listen, when I go on vacation, I'm trying to jump off a boat. Okay. Into beautiful water. Every time we go, it's where's the boat and where's the beautiful water, except for Dubai. Dubai did have beautiful water though. We just had to go to the beach to get it. It had beautiful water, but you get what I'm saying? Like, why would I go to? Why would I go to? I don't understand why you would go to Austin. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So, but anyways, they went to Tennessee. Was it Tennessee? Yeah, they went to Nashville. This isn't COVID. Like, I don't get it. So anyway, they went to Nashville. And let me start here, because really I don't want to talk about the whole episode, because honestly, I'm gonna give that episode maybe like a 4.5. It wasn't great. It didn't really keep my attention. Most of the, to me, the watchable part was at the end. That's really kind of what we wanted to see. So I'll talk about Shania, and then we're gonna get into the Bailey Q, and then that's basically it. But there's a lot of information that goes on, or a lot of scenes in between that. So the only thing that I wanted to say about like Shania, she met her surrogate, or who they're displaying as her surrogate now. And you know, my heart goes out to Shania, because I understand what that must feel like as a woman, to want to bear your children and you can't, or you're having miscarriages, or, you know, people, well-meaning morons come to the front. People that are well-meaning morons, they will come to you and say, you can have another baby, you're young, Stop saying shit like that. Okay. I know somebody told you, or you heard somebody say, this is what you say because you're trying to comfort them. Just don't say shit. If you want to say something, listen to Chanel. This is what you say. How can I help? That's it. Your help could just be, let them tell you, because I promise it's a very personal and deeply, you know, hurtful thing tragic thing to have a miscarriage, especially when you're preparing for a baby and you think a baby's coming, and especially if you were able to get pregnant for so long or whatever it is. And so now y'all here, and then you lose the baby. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want to tell anyone. That's why they always tell you, don't tell anybody about the baby until, you're like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever it is. Don't tell anybody until you get to, this trimester or whatever. Listen, you could not tell nobody the whole entire time and still end up with a child that, has health conditions or who may have intellectual disabilities or whatever. So if a child, isn't born the natural way, that person still is in mourning of their child, or that group of people, if it's a man and a woman together, so like, leave people alone. Just don't say shit. Just if you're gonna say something, just say, how can I help? Don't start trying to give them therapy and all that. Let the therapist do it. They went to school. Let them do it. They know the right things to say, or the better things to say, which is really to mostly listen. I'm just saying, I'm a therapist, so I'm just telling you. And definitely don't tell people they need to move on. It's time to move forward. Shut the hell up. It's those people's trauma. Let them have it. So anyways, I think people need to leave Shania alone on the internet, trying to like basically bully her and say, you have all this money and you just being selfish and whatever. Shut up. Let people live. You know what? I let people live because I like to live. And I'm gonna let you be you because I want to be me. Okay. And I am definitely me. Anyway, so I just wanted to get that out the way. I think that I hope for her that her and her husband are successful in, having a baby and having a healthy baby and everything else. Because it's a difficult thing it's a difficult task. It's more than a notion to have to take care of a child, even when they're born and they're beautiful and they don't have any delays and they don't have any issues. They still gonna drive you crazy for the rest of your life, because if you're a good parent or loving parent, you're always going to be wanting to protect them from the world. The world's a grisly place out here. So I was happy to see that, she had that opportunity, and enough resources and support to be able to do that. So shout out to her. I hope her and her husband get what she's wanted. I don't really care about like Porscha and her mom, and they're talking about Dennis and the Drew stuff. I don't care. Porscha and her hot dog boyfriend, baby daddy, I don't really care about that. Personally, I don't. I just think it's like, girl, who cares? So Cynthia's having her Bailey Q. And listen, when she did that intermission and was like, here, go eat, listen. Food look good and stuff. Like I almost want to I want to go down to the Atlanta child and be like, girl, who did you hire? Like, does that food look good? Man, don't y'all hate when people post food on the internet and it's like you wasn't even hungry, you just ate a bowl of like Lucky Charms or Fruit Loops or whatever, and now or the Chick-fil-A, and now your ass is hungry. Okay, I ain't got time. I hate that, but it be looking so good. So Carmen, are you there yet?
I'm here.
What did you think about the Shania of it all, with her and her journey with the
I
therapist?
like seeing it. And more so, I'm glad that she had the means to go through the process the way she is. As far as finding someone who meets her criteria of what she wants to carry her baby, because I think that's a real big part of like conception.
Mm-hmm.
The lady seemed to me through the screen similar to Shamia, even though we didn't get much of her, but just from what we did get, I got like a good vibe from her. So
Yes, Carmen, because I'm hungry.
so I hope and pray for the best for them, and I hope she get a healthy baby.
Right, me too.
Even with the one that she's having, the health issues with now, which I don't know exactly what the health issues are, but I hope it's something that child can grow past, because you got a bunch of babies. They call them wire babies or something. Babies who be stuck in a NICU for months and stuff like that
Oh,
because of health conditions. Me personally, I know somebody like that, and he's a whiz today.
really?
Yeah, can't tell him nothing.
Oh, that's right.
Super smart and nothing wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I can tell you from working in mental health, people struggle, especially when people don't believe that you're like. I know the era I grew up in. They like, ain't nothing wrong with him. He pretending to be crazy. Ain't no such thing as ADHD. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But they think, no, you just whoop them and punish them and they'll act right. No, there's actually a thing called mental illness, but and there's many of them out there and variations of it. You know, it's not all severe. It's not all mild. It's not all moderate.
right, that's the same thing like autism. People think autism is always visible. No, you could have autism and don't even know it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it may be normal for you because you don't know anything different.
Right. Like the only thing you know is what you see in school, the special class with the kids with autism, not realizing you have kids in your class who you're close with who also have autism.
Mhm. And for all those people who want to judge people with mental health concerns, understand anxiety is a mental health diagnosis. So, and all of us having anxiety, it's levels to it. That's why I say, like, stop with the judgment. But the reason I like Shania too and what she's giving us, especially with that one, I didn't even know until I watched the show. I had no idea she had a baby with special needs or whatever. And then I do think there's some sort of connection. I'm not a doctor, so go talk to a doctor, okay? But I do think there's some sort of connection between like in vitro and I'm gonna just keep that to myself. I ain't trying to whatever.
And IVF is the same or no?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
Oh.
it's a way to kind of help you get pregnant if you're not. It's interesting because I'll just share this one thing. There was this show I used to love to watch. It was old school reality TV, but there was this lady. She used to be like a host on the E Network, and her husband, they had a health journey to try to get pregnant. She wanted to get pregnant, like her sister had all these kids, and like how people feel that itch at certain points. People are like, okay, you're married when you're having a baby, and people don't consider, especially if they didn't have any trouble getting pregnant or whatever the case may be. They don't know anyone really that have had trouble with it. They're not even considering that because it doesn't occur to them that, oh, maybe you're trying and you're not, But anyway, this reality TV show. So she was doing her in vitro, and then she found out she had breast cancer during that part, which whenever Shamia this season talked to us about when she went the first time to go meet with the lady that was her surrogate for her second child, that lady said she had cancer. She found out she had cancer during the pregnancy. So
yeah, during the pregnancy.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, you just, I for me, I feel like there's some sort of correlation there. I can't say for sure because I'm not a doctor, but a lot of women that I've heard over the years, they found out that they had, like, it saved their life, really, the in vitro part, because, you're always getting checkups and you're constantly, the doctor's checking to make sure everything's working, because you didn't conceive the quote unquote natural way. And so then they find out, like the lady I was telling you, Juliana, that she had breast cancer. They have a healthy son and everything, but it's like, how many people wouldn't have known because they didn't go through the in vitro process? They're just, having a baby, having fun or whatever. And then you find out, 2 years later, you have cancer, or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh my God. So, Juliana, she fortunately, was able, her husband was the first winner of The Apprentice. Remember that show with that crazy man? On there,
of it. I don't remember it because I didn't watch it. But
yeah, because you were a little kid at the time. But what I'm saying is she's married, this lady I'm talking to you about, to the first winner of that show, The Apprentice. So like they met kind of like that, and they have a beautiful marriage and all of that. But I'm just saying, like, people think if you have money or you have, the glitz and the glam and all of that, then your life is perfect. And I'm saying that to show you, like, Shamil got what they call it, whatever the name of her house is something manor or whatever. You got all the money in the world, seemingly. And now you have this situation with your child's health. So to me, I'm just kind of like, leave that lady alone. Like if you wake up in the morning to talk about people who are struggling with trying to get pregnant and having, it's just like, shut up, go somewhere.
Shania also mentioned like the battle in her emotions that she have, the back and forth for her mental, the fact that she feels she don't know if her having that lady to carry her baby may have caused her to have cancer, like, you know what I mean? Kind of like what is it? Some type of guilt. Like some type of guilt. Like, what if she wasn't carrying the child? Would this still happened to her? And I got emotional on that because I'm like, dang. But that goes to show what type of heart she has too to even think of it that way. I like Shania. I liked her since day one. When she couldn't stop talking about her Nigerian, her her African prince or her African king. I'm like, wow.
I love when she said in the episode, she said something like, how dare I? Of course I'm gonna show up in my African clothing.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, Shania. I love this. So that fun part of her, absolutely love it. My only issue with her, and this is just my only issue with her, honestly.
Her with Porscha.
I can't. It's like
I think Shania is worried, like you say, you wonder if they made a pact. I believe they did, but what I think too is Porscha would be the friend out the two to say, fuck that pact. No, you pissed me off.
Yep.
And Shania is trying to not allow that to happen. You know what I mean? And she don't want that to ever happen. But Shania, some people come for a reason, some for a season, some for a lifetime.
Come on, Pastor Carmen. I hate
her, but she ain't nobody that she couldn't be my everyday friend.
So the reason I don't like Porscha is you can't trust a liar. And from get-go on this show, if she came on, I think her and Kenya came on the same time at like season 5. And it's very interesting to me that I only really know 2 or 3 people like this that are famous, that Porscha presented, what did she say with her tagline? People think that I live a charmed life, and I do. And then you show us, and Bravo show us 5 seconds later how controlling your husband is. You don't live a pamper life, and all of it was just smoke and mirrors. And I'm not saying she didn't have money or whatever, but she said to us, she would get an allowance or a certain amount of money, and she didn't have money for all kinds of stuff. And we clearly saw that he didn't support her and he was controlling all of that. The reason I say you can't trust her is because she was able to come on TV, and I believed that she was this submissive, housewife, and she, because of how they presented her to us, which is, her father or her grandfather was this great civil rights movement person. She comes from some sort of like pedigree, you know what I mean? Of people who do the right thing, who have integrity. And so that's what her story was. And then whenever the stuff happened, the breakdown of her marriage, now her 3rd season, she the princess of Thailandia. Like what happened to the lady over there that, was all covered up, and I don't want to go to a strip club because I don't want to. It's like,
definitely wears the Tatiana crown. She does.
Do you? It's good entertainment.
It's like a fun girl. In my opinion, from what I've seen, she's a fun girl. Like, she's the girl with the hype. She the one you go to for the hype. And then when you're ready to go home, that's just not who you want to go lay next to at home. Like, that's who you, and that's one of the reasons I say she wouldn't be my everyday friend. She'll be somebody, it's been a crazy week. I'm finna have me a few drinks. I'm finna let my hair down today. Porscha, where you at? But don't let me get caught in the streets with her, just probably at a bar having a drink, letting her put on a show. Just, you got to be careful of what you do with her, because you don't want that attached to you. And probably not just hang out with her. I probably have to have like 2 other people. So
because she can't be trusted. And I'm saying, even with me calling her out about, her being fake in the marriage and whatnot, I understand why she would want to be that way. You know, you're being presented with this opportunity to be famous and all that, and this is what you want. Here's your shot and whatever. She wanted to present to the world, like a lot of people do, that because everybody is perfect on the internet. Okay, don't nobody have no problems. Everybody marriage is perfect. Like, so I understand why people like Phaedra and Porscha and others wanted to make it seem as though they live in this little, bubble of happiness with their husbands. And it's because it's good entertainment. But let's be clear, the world that we live in will build your ass up, gas you up, and then watch you fall. And then tear you down some more. But the good thing about the good people on this earth, they will also love a comeback story. So when Porscha did all of the fakery with, pretending her and Cordell was so in love and all this, and she wants to be a housewife and all that, she then said, okay, I'm gonna switch it up. So now people were like rooting for her. Like, okay, this dude threw you out on the street, divorced you on the internet, or whatever it was the story was. So then we're kind of like, because we along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like I can't be around a person like that, because I'm like, I can't trust nothing that you're saying, because you were being fake and phony all over here. Granted, I understood and understand why you were being fake and phony. But I just wish she would have came out and been like, you know what? I was scared. I was this, that. Like, be authentic at some point.
Yeah, go ahead, clear the air.
And
introduce yourself.
Yeah, let me reintroduce myself. And so, but she's carried on with the lies. Like, it's like, girl, anyway. So let's just move on. So let's go on over to the Bailey Q at Lake Bailey. I love Cynthia's house. Do you like Cynthia, Carmen?
You cannot not like her. Like, anybody like, ever say they don't like Cynthia, I might pop them on their top lip. Because you just want to hear yourself talk at this point. Like, you cannot not like her.
Cynthia is
the epitome of a friend.
I agree.
Like, I didn't watch this season is probably my first time watching like episode after episode, and it's just started, so we don't see how long it lasts. But every time I have seen like a show, one of their shows, she has always been a friend. Like, she's always been like a run to. And
she have integrity.
Yeah, she's always been a run to, and I never heard her like throw gasoline on a fire.
Now, Cynthia did defend herself when her and Nene were going through it,
right? So,
but I think I always have felt like Nene was wrong in that scenario. I never felt like, because like you said, Cynthia is the epitome of a friend, because it's like something that I would never do. And it's a complete reason why I would never be friends with someone like Nene. If our relationship, if she did to me what she did to Cynthia, meaning like one of the things she did, I think she did this, she sent it to Kandi and the other castmates when she was just like mad or whatever at Cynthia. She showed like her messages and told what Cynthia did. That I feel like she wanted the world to see Cynthia is not exactly who y'all think she is. But let's be clear, neither are you. Neither is anybody. Everybody puts on a face for somebody. It doesn't matter if it's your husband.
And to me, they don't expose. When people do shit like that, you're not exposing them. You exposing you, boo.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
saying.
You're
not exposing her for the simple fact we all know that is a human with a nervous system just like the rest of us.
Right.
So when you've been friends with this person and you get mad at them and you gotta go so far as to pull your phone out and show something that was private.
Yep.
I'm not exempt from that. Get away from me.
That's why I said I couldn't be friends with her in real life after that. I don't, once that trust is broken, you can't really repair it. It's not saying that you can't have this is my thing.
Not only that, see, it would have been something if Cynthia would have pulled her phone out too, but she didn't do that.
But see, Cynthia, I feel like the world, the audience, there's a part of the audience where you want her to fight back, if that makes sense. But you don't want her to fight dirty. And I feel like Nene lost a good one. I feel like Nene lost a real one. And they'll probably at some point make their way back. I hope that they do. Because I take that back. I probably would be friends with Nene because she's a Sag and I love a Sag.
I
And
don't think Cynthia would ever trust her again, but I don't see Cynthia being a hateful person.
no.
But she's very smart.
I think it was to me, it was cold-hearted what Nene did to her, only because you didn't have to do that. Y'all could have talked through it. And Nene is just, when she felt like backed up against the wall, she's just very stoic. Like at the reunion, she's just like everybody in America and abroad, and even the people on the damn Bravo show, we all sitting here like Cynthia is about to cry, because you were her bestie and y'all been friends all this whole time. And she's mourning this friendship. She's just want an inch from you. Like, if we were ever real friends, just let me make it. And I know we don't know everything that goes on, but it's like Nene was like, I don't even understand what's happening right now. Me and I didn't know that, she was mad or whatever. I think Nene's just one of those people that can't really see the wrong that she does. But the reason why, and this is the reason why me and Nene could be friends, not after that, but we could be friends, is because Nene's personality, in terms of the forgiveness part, is real swift. If you notice, all the people she fell out with or whatever, once those people came back and was like, well, I want to be friends again, and I'm sorry, Nene immediately was like, okay, I'm sorry too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we let her back in. It's just like, okay, Nene's a fun girl, like how you were saying Porscha's a fun girl. Nene's a fun girl and funny, and so it's like good to have her around, I feel like, and that's why she was good on the show. But I just feel like she did Cynthia wrong. And Cynthia
Her and Shaq is the only people who got gifts that go viral.
What?
The gifts, those GIFs.
Mm-hmm.
Nene and Shaq shows up the most.
Tamar too. Like, oh God. I be loving when Tamar be doing that little back. And I just like, they give. Okay. They give. And Sidebar, I think it's messed up that they don't get paid for none of that. Like, they don't get paid for all of the things that the picture, like they don't get like a residual, like if you have a TV show,
right,
and
the fans do that,
right? But I'm
it's
saying their life is no longer theirs. They don't own it. Like,
yeah, they don't publish it,
right? But Bravo could play the Real Housewives of whatever episodes and seasons these people were on and never pay them another dime. Every time you watch another old episode of the Golden Girls, thank you for being a friend, there's a check going out. You know what I'm saying? It's a check going out. The royalties or whatever you want to call it. And the Real Housewives of whatever, they don't have that. So it's like, that's why a lot of times you see these people and then it's like 3 years later, they broke, they, getting, kicked out of their house.
Well, that's what I've been thinking about Drew, why her wardrobe, like you were saying,
came up.
I think because Drew haven't been in no movies where, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's been
movie. I don't think she was ever in like a movie, like theatrical release type stuff.
Drew was in I know her from TV somewhere.
Yeah, that show that everybody watched that I didn't. Everybody in Black America watched, I didn't.
What?
Like, this show don't even look real or interesting. There's a whole cult following to that show. She was on that show with that girl Tia Mari. Is it Tia? Tia and Samara. So yeah, the other twin, they were on that show together for like, I feel like probably a good 6 or 7 seasons. I'm not really sure. It's called The Game, I think is what it was called, or something like that.
That is where I know her. I knew her from TV somewhere.
Yeah.
Wasn't she also in a movie or something like Romeo?
Well, I'm saying she probably, I believe 100% she's been in movies, but so has Master P. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think she's. Drew is either like me, like I spend a lot of money, but I like to get the most for my money. So I'm not going to buy Louis. I'm gonna go buy a whole bunch of cute shit.
So what you trying to say? Louis ain't cute?
No, you got money. You buy a bunch of Louis. So it's difference. It's some people who would save their money to go buy them a nice Louis bag, then go buy them a nice Chanel bag.
Gucci bag. Louis bag.
Right. Me, I'm the one. Okay, my little Steve Madden right here, Burlington's $29.99, $42. Like I'm cool with that, like, cause whether it's Louis, it could be a fake Louis, which I'm not buying fake Louis, but guess what? I'm gonna make it look good. It's not making me look good. I'm making it look good, so it don't even matter. But I think Drew is like that. Like, I don't know what, I didn't see what you was talking about, but I heard what you was talking about. You said something about her buying a wig while they exchanging name brand gifts. I don't know if she did it to be funny.
No, Drew is
Drew
really
come across as cheap to me.
She what?
She come across as cheap, like she look for a bargain, and like she come across that way to me. But another thing Porscha was mad at her about is she was gaslighting production behind Portia's back. She was making it like she wanted to do a a shoot for Portia's product, whatever it is that she does with her hair.
Donate.
Yeah, and hadn't said nothing to Porscha about it. And
that's Drew. We know who Drew is, so do Porscha. But it's rich that Porscha has. That's why I said she got all these audacities because
man, Porscha know herself. That's why she was mad with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even about Drew. It was about her knowing herself, her conscience. That's like all these criminals who done got old now. I watch them. I know who they are. I know them. Can go knock on their front door. Go knock on their door after dark. They is not answering the door. They don't know when somebody gonna come back and get their lead back. Like, don't want to be outside after dark.
Tupac said, "Gotta worry about the one that I roughed up way back."
Yeah,
laid back. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The friend I was just telling you about, who was like in the NICU forever when he was born, his uncle, one of them. Like, you've been in prison for 30 years. You out now. You old, walking with a cane.
Really?
And you scared to be outside.
You after 30 years?
He should be. Girl.
But what he did, don't tell us on the show.
I'm not. It's a whole lot I can say, but that's just an example. And I'm like, and he still talk reckless. You still talk reckless. But is you raising your voice? Is you raising your voice? Yeah. You know the sun finna go down.
Carmen funny. You funny. But yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about Porscha, and we can move on. But who would have known Princess Porscha, the good wife, would be over here throwing hands?
Whoa.
People Porscha and beat up on the show. I think she's gotten at least three altercations on the show.
Whoa.
First person she beat up was Kenya. I wouldn't say she beat her up. She just yanked her hair really hard. And I was like, well, whoever sewed Kenya's hair in, listen, I
thought that was Kenya's real hair.
Kenya has a lot of real hair, but not at that reunion. That wasn't her hair. It was too weird. You know. And then she had a fight with, I don't know which came first, but I think the second person she had a fight with was Jamie, they used to be friends or something. She had a fight with her. I think Jamie used to work for her, but Jamie wasn't a cast member of the cast. She just was around, and now Jamie, I think, works for Kandi Burris. She's been working for her for a minute. But it was some Halloween party, I think. No, it was a Christmas party, girl. They got Porscha running. She run after the girl. Like, that's how you know you hood as like. So Sid trying to get away from this ass beating, and you running down the street in your boots and your cute outfit for Christmas.
Because that ass whooping was for her, and she was gonna make sure it land.
Right. And it's just like, again, why are you like, where is your maturity? And that's why I say fake and phony. Remember, I was telling you how she's I don't want to get to the strip club, but then 2 seasons later, you didn't beat up Kenya. Well, you drug Kenya her first season. I think that was the first season. Yeah, she drug her. Was it the first season? Well, whatever season. Yeah, it was. It was that first reunion with Kenya. And she drug her. Then you drug Jamie. Then you try to fight Cynthia on the boat. Cynthia kicked her ass too. Because they thought Cynthia wasn't with it. But I'm like, just understand, Cynthia's sister is with the shit. So understand that she got it in her. It's definitely in there. But Cynthia
beat Porscha up.
No. No, on the episode, they were on the boat. And so it was kind of getting out of hand because this was the season I think Kandi was pregnant. I don't know if Kandi was, Kandi I think was on the boat too. And this is the season with Kim Fields. Kim Fields came on there with her book and her granola, and they just like threw her book in the water, like, stop it. We on the whole boat. What we doing? But yeah,
Literally?
Literally. Yeah. So at some point, you know how bitch is a term that it changes its meaning depending on what you're saying. You could be like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, you looking good like that, or you could be like, bitch. And that's like, I might fight your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just this different levels to it. And you know, when the person saying it and the person receiving it kind of understands. But sometimes it could be misunderstood. Whatever you might have thought it was like, bitch. Like, you might have thought that, even though that person didn't mean it that way. So I think it was a situation where, from what I remember, they was drinking, when you drinking and, whatever. I think Cynthia, it's sort of like, it's like, well, I don't, because Kandi said it best. Kandi was like, all this time y'all been like, bitch this and bitch that, so I don't understand how this bitch is different than this bitch over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so for the person that's receiving the bitch comment, it's really up to their interpretation of how they feel like the bitch came out. And so Cynthia got mad that Porscha called her a bitch. She called her one bitch too many. And then it was like, Cynthia went over to, like, she removed herself from the situation. And so then I think Kandi and some of the others on the boat, they were like, she misunderstood or whatever. Just go and, like, just tell her you didn't mean it that way. Well, when you are a person who you feel like somebody really tried it, and at that day, it's like the day that I told you that I was at the Neiman's parking lot. I was in the Neiman's parking lot, and I got out to, like, make sure that we could get the parking spot, and that lady was trying to try me. Today ain't the day for that shit. Like, I normally am a peaceful, consequence-based person.
But today you got the right one.
Today, bitch, I was like, what did I tell her? She said, you better something, I hit you with this car or some shit. And I was like, hit me if you bought that life. Now, we all know I'm not trying to fight nobody, but today is the day, bitch. Like, don't do that. Like, I am a good person, and I'm just like, leave me over here on my yoga mat. Leave me on my yoga mat. Like, let me just be. Today's the day. So that day was Cynthia's day. And so Porscha, I do believe, came over there with good intentions, because they don't really have beef like that, So she came over there with the good intentions, and Cynthia wasn't ready to receive it. Like, she wasn't. And so then Porscha was feeling what Cynthia was throwing down. Like, I'm not with it. I don't give a shit what you're saying right now. Like, that's the energy Cynthia was giving. And Porscha was like, I didn't mean it like that. And then Cynthia was like, no, you know exactly how you mean. And I'm paraphrasing, but she was basically like, bullshit. I call bullshit on that. And so then Porscha, when people do that, like, don't put your hand in my, like, don't do that. That's like a trigger. Like, don't do that.
For sure.
She triggered Cynthia's inner Mal, because Mal is the sister that she not with the shit. She ain't playing with your ass. And so then Porscha did it one more time, and Cynthia grabbed her or something. And so then Porscha got up like, bitch, something. So it was a real bitch that time. And then Cynthia, like, you can't have somebody standing over you. Because Cynthia was sitting down on one of those, like, lawn chairs on the boat or whatever. And so Porscha got up and stood over her, and Cynthia kicked her ass like a few times. And then I don't know who the man was, but it might have been Carlos King that, like, took a Porscha down, but it was one of probably the production people, and laid on her, like, wouldn't let her get up, because Porscha was definitely gonna fight her ass. Like, I know that for sure. So then Kenya's petty ass, because she didn't want Porscha on her boat anyway. I'm like, bitch, this is a catamaran. This ain't even a boat. Like, you act like this is a yacht. Like, stop it. Like, it's a party bus. It's a party boat. It's not like, girl, anybody can rent this. But anyway, Captain, because she just Captain petty as fuck. So she come and get, I want them boat. And so many people love Kenya. I'm like, this is such a petty bitch, petty university. Like, I can't. But yeah, they had an incident. So at the end of the day, it's in Porscha to fuck you up if you try her. It just is what it is. And that's why I can't with her with the fake and phony, because it's like, again, You came to us acting like you were just this poised, person that went to private school, and your legacy of your grandfather and all this stuff. And you the complete opposite of that shit. Like the complete opposite. And that's okay if you are. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, just be who you are. And that's another reason why, like, when what's her name? Kandi called her out on her shit, and Kandi was just kind of like, you told me. They was on that trip. I don't know if they was in Jamaica or wherever they were, but I think they were in Jamaica or Hawaii. They were somewhere nice. And Porscha was like, Kandi was like, you really want to run it? Because we can run it. And because Porscha's still doing this, I'm not bisexual thing. And this is the thing. I don't give a shit if you're bisexual. If you're bisexual, trisexual, whatever sexual you are, I don't give a shit. Right? And I think that you should be allowed to be who you are. I'm not here. I want to be who I am. Somebody should be who you are. So my thing was, we didn't know, at least most of us, I think, didn't know Porscha was the bisexual or whatever the case may be. But Kandi was calling her ass out because Kandi knew. Kandi was like, you told me in the club I will lick you something till you make time, make you come, I'll lick you till you come, or some shit like that. She told Kandi. Shamia was there because Shamia is always in the mix. And so again, fake and phony. And so then now Kandi got to call your ass out. Anyway, that was one of the best seasons that they ever did. That season was a really good season. But again, another example of I can't trust your ass. Because okay, let me take that back. I was gonna say that's the reason why I can't trust you, but I do understand or can understand how someone may not want to talk about their sexuality on TV. They still might be ashamed of it, or it just might be like, that's my private life and I don't really want to, put that on blast or whatever. But Kandi's like, bitch, I'm going to hold your secrets. But if you're going to be out here trying to say that I'm this and I'm that, I own up to my shit. Your ass ain't going to be able to sit here and just, get off scot-free. And I ain't mad at her. You ain't going to run around America saying that me and my husband are trying to argue, and it ain't the case. You're a whole ass lesbian. Stop it. Stop it. Well, I guess I don't know if she's a lesbian. It's bisexual if you like both, right?
Bisexual.
So I don't know. I guess can you be a lesbian and be bisexual?
You're a lesbian if you just like women. You're bisexual if you like both ways.
So then what are you if you're a man and you only like men? Does that make you a gay? Because I thought gay and lesbian are the same, are they not?
Lesbian is a woman. Gay is a man.
Okay, so if I say someone's gay and it's a woman, that's wrong?
No, she's lesbian.
Okay, well, whichever. Porscha likes, she gets down with the box. Whatever. It's not my thing, but whatever. It's just, again, it's one of those things where it's just like there's nothing about.
I don't really know it. And from my understanding, from what I've witnessed, they don't even be knowing their own stuff.
What you mean?
Like, I was listening to what's my boy that I love so much. You don't like him. Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee.
Who?
Jason Lee.
Oh, Jason Lee is cool. He's just shady as fuck. That's it.
I love me some Jason Lee. That is my Williams.
I don't like him. Okay. I won't say I don't like him at all. I watched a few of his episodes, and he's grown on me. I'm gonna say it like that because he is funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he say some funny shit. So like he was talking about they got to figure out the gays, and he was saying the him, her, we, they, thus, and he was just kind of like, we need to have a meeting with Madonna and all the people. He started calling all the gays. It's like, and I really do feel like he really felt that in the moment. Like, we need to have a meeting, like an emergency meeting. So
and he was so serious because I'm like, y'all be hearing different stuff. Like, they be having like soft studs and stuff like that. A soft stud is the one who dressed like a boy but still kind of girly. Me, I'm just like, I want the real man, the one who got the penis that he was born with. Just give me that one and give me a good one, not too big. Make sure he got some there though. I'm good with that.
Listen, I can't argue. I can't argue. I don't understand, and I've asked gay people or lesbians, or whatever, especially like the younger ones, because they honestly, I've been around some that like at this one place, this hospital I used to work at for outpatient. Like I used to give therapy to the adolescents, and they literally, I would say in this situation, they would like bully the people that were straight. You know, you would think that because a lot of times throughout history, the gays are the ones that get bullied.
Uh-huh.
One of you, but then now they can flip the fucking table on people, and they like, no, bitch, we bullying you, and I had to kind of just be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that, like, nah. But it's interesting because I would like to understand, and it's so many levels to it that no matter how much you think you know, there's another level. That's why I just say it's the alphabet people. So somebody that's probably disrespectful, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I just don't know because y'all keep adding the alphabet. So listen, I can't keep up, but I do think that I agree with you. I don't, one thing I can never understand, and I've asked a lot of lesbian women this that I've met over the years. I'm like, why do you end up with a person who looks very manly? That's what makes me think. I'm like, do you not want a man or do you not want like, I don't, what's attractive to you or to them about the masculine, I would say, features of the woman. I'm because I thought like you want someone with the box down there. Like you don't want a penis. Or maybe you do. I don't know, girl. Listen.
And
I don't know. Why not just have a man if that's what you want, if you want someone that looks like a man. But then now there's this thing where it's like transgender. And again,
right, and that's how I was just about to tell you about. I ran into a situation.
mhm.
I ran
Oh,
into a
yeah.
situation, right?
In here.
I want to come get some.
No, no, no.
Okay, but look, so one
I'm
more
not.
thing. So there was a situation where there was two transgender. One was a girl who became a man, and the man who became a girl. It's on the internet. I seen it on Facebook, a video or something where they were introducing themselves. And in my mind, I'm just like, they're not gay. They're confused about something because what's
Are they
the
gay or are they not bisexual? Maybe they're bisexual.
but they say when they're transgender, they're not considered gay. They're considered
Oh, okay. I'm
transgender.
sorry. Yeah. So then that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. So like with the transgender community, and I wish we had a trans on here so they could tell us. But like with that, I'm very confused. I'm just like, so my understanding is that people who are transgender or who change their sex in that manner, um, my understanding is that they have always known or didn't feel right, like with the body that they came with. You know what I'm saying? Like they were their natural born body. So if they had a penis, they never felt internally like a man. Or they never felt internally like a woman if they were, have the biological features of a female. So I can't listen. I had this discussion on the Drip Show a few weeks ago, and a few times I've had this discussion. I'm like, you got these people on there, they're so gung ho. Coach Ferg, remember him? He be on my chat. He be in my chat
Yeah,
sometimes.
Coach Fur from the group.
Yeah, he be on here wanting to be in a fight with me, and I'm like, Coach, you're not gonna win this fight. But I always my whole thing about it is this: if and this is what I asked Coach Ferg. I said, Coach, you've always known that you only like women, right? And he was like, yeah, always. I know. Blah, 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 blah. And so then my thing is, if you've always known and always known for sure you don't like men, you have no interest in men, you've never had no interest in men, then how can you tell someone else that you know for sure that they're just choosing to be that way? So can I say to you, Coach Ferg, who only like men, who only like women, that you lying about it and you don't really feel that way? I can't tell you that. So how can you tell somebody else that with such authority? So that's why I'm just kind of like, because I grew up in the church and the church is like, nah, they like, no. That's not how God made it. I'm not Jesus. What take my bed? I ain't Jesus. Okay. I don't know. I believe in the Bible, but I also do believe that just like I arrived here liking men only, that people could like other, and I can't tell somebody that they don't or won't or shouldn't or whatever. It's just I'm gonna roll with what I believe in the Bible and whatever else and how I feel. I'm not here to criticize you. I'm not your judge, and that's why I always say, like, be perfect before you judge somebody. And since none of us are perfect, shut the fuck up. Like with their, because my thing is this about the whole gay thing or lesbian or whatever. It's just like with all of the wrong things that people do in the world and all of the things that could consume your time. Why are you concerned about what someone else is doing in their bedroom, in the privacy of their home or wherever the hell they at? Like, I just don't understand why people are hyper focused on that. It's just like, it's stupid to me. The one thing I don't like, I will say this, is like this. It feels like, and that's why I like people like Jason Lee for this part of the conversation, because he is a gay man, I guess. I think he's bisexual. I'm not sure, but I know
No,
he.
Jason Lee is gay.
But I
And
think
he told you he's openly gay.
no, I know that, but I'm saying I feel like Jason would also be down for the get down if a girl was there. Not saying that's what he showed up for, but I feel
Right.
like you know what I'm saying. So, anyways, this part of the conversation is what I wish. Like I like the what's his name, Jason Lee's of the world, because they can really fight the fight. I can't really help you fight your fight because it's like I'll get seen as being like hateful or something or not sensitive or whatever it is, when really it's just ignorance, meaning I don't understand it because I'm not that. So I'm just really just trying to understand. But this part of the conversation is confusing to me because he can say it, I can't. So like it feels like whatever their way of life is, however they feel like they should be the rights that they should be able to have, that we should just get on board with it. And I'm not saying that we should or shouldn't, but I don't like this idea that it's like they try to put you in a box if you don't agree with every single thing that should happen. So for example, there's this whole thing with the bathrooms and stuff. And I don't really give a shit about who goes to the bathroom where. But for example, I do have to take pause and issue with this part of the conversation. Just because I've known so many people who've been, sexually assaulted in their life, I think that there should be a place where someone can go to the restroom and they only have their quote unquote sex people in there. I do feel that way. Just like I think men should go in their restroom, women should go in their restroom, and everybody else in between there that wants to be whoever they are, whatever that means, just a general restroom so everybody can go in there. So if you feel comfortable going in there with the man, with the woman, with the trans, with the who not, then have that. I
But
support that.
that's very costly. Like, who's gonna use like
They do it already.
I just feel like in general, people go to the restroom, they go in there to use the restroom, do their makeup or whatever, and get the hell out.
Right.
There
That's
has been very few in between where somebody's been assaulted in the restroom.
no. It's not about that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's what my argument is this. My argument is not that they should be forced to go into a men's restroom or forced to go into a women's restroom. My argument is only this. I'm not saying you should have to do anything. I'm simply saying I'm a part of the equation too. So why is it that we get to throw what I feel completely out the damn window simply because you feel like someone is violating your right to be able to be who you are? I'm saying don't nobody need to. I'm not trying to violate whatever your right is. I think you should be able to go to the restroom wherever the hell you want to. But to your point or to your question, at the studio movie girl that's over there, like in town and country area, there's a studio movie girl with all of the little city center or whatever. And I remember I walked into, I think it's a place called Straits. It's a restaurant over there, or maybe it's the little movie girl. Anyway, when I walked in and it's big open space with all these things, and it's very fancy and swanky or whatever. And there was a man standing there washing his hands, and I was just like, "Am I at the wrong place?" Like I was confused as fuck. Like I was really confused, but I wasn't offended. I just didn't know that's what it was. Like I didn't know. So when I walked in, I'm thinking I'm going to the restroom. That restroom example, I think, should be given to the world, meaning it helps me kind of turn down my concern that I'm not going to be able to just go in the restroom with women only if that's what I choose to do, because this is the way that they want to change it, or that it should be so that they can feel comfortable or whatever it is, right? I'm not saying that they should. I don't want to take away anyone's right to be able to do that. But I'm saying you shouldn't be able to just forego and take me completely out of the conversation simply because you feel as though it should be different. I'm saying it should probably be different, and I'm not disagreeing with you. But why do I have to get kicked out of the conversation? And if I say something, then it's like I'm being anti something, and I'm not. So whenever I went into that restroom and it was just like this big, huge space, they still had like women on the door, like W's, and then they had the M or whatever. And it was just a situation where, like how you said, people are just in there doing whatever they're doing. They come in there to do their makeup or whatever it is. People, for the most part, were doing that. And I didn't feel like, oh my God, some man is gonna, I didn't feel that way. But the reality is that there's a lot of ignorance for the people who think that Oh, well, if a man or trans comes in the restroom, then they're going to do something to my child or they're going to do something to me. I don't think that because you're trans, you're going to do anything to a child or to a woman or whatever. What I know for sure, trans or not, men just hold the championship of sexual assault. It just is what it is. So whether you are trans or not or whatever it is, if you are a man, you're just stronger than me. It just is what it is. So my fear isn't about a quote unquote trans person being in a restroom and they attack me. My fear is you're a man, and since men have a long ass history of assaulting women sexually, that's where I have the problem. So I don't want nobody being dismissive and being like, well, they're just there to use the restroom and da, da, da. Okay, so am I. But I don't feel safe in a restroom. Just like I wouldn't feel safe going in a men's restroom with a whole bunch of men. I wouldn't feel safe in there. So to me, for that particular part of it, it's concerning. But I went into that restroom and left out of that restroom and didn't feel like unsafe because people, for the most part, from what I could tell, were kind of going to wherever they were going to. So like it was not like roped off in the traditional restroom where it says men and it says women. All of that was open. All the sinks were open. But for the most part, they had like 4 or 5 doors and they'll say men or women. So you really still had your own privacy, if that makes sense. But it was still open and closed. It was kind of like if you go to Buc-ee's. I don't know if have you been to Buc-ee's? It was kind of like how you go in there and there's all these stalls or whatever. It was kind of like that, but there wasn't a delineation, so to speak, to say you're walking into a men's restroom or you're walking to a woman's restroom. So that's why I'm saying it could be done. It's clearly done at that location. And I thought it was fine. It was perfectly fine to me. It was clean. It was nice. It was, but you're right. It could be, for somebody to have to, so a McDonald's to have to do that, or Jack in the Box and all the places that people go and eat to have to customize it, well, might be a little bit of a cost. But listen, McDonald's make $2.5 billion a day, so they can do it. Okay. I said what I said. But no, my point was, let the people live. Let them live. I'm not them, so I can't really. Oh, look at my boo in the chat. Hey boo. Hey boo. Hey. Marcus in the chat. What do you say? At Chanel's reality. I love me some Marcus. Hey Marcus. No, but it's just like I just feel like, listen, unless they over here trying to make me be part of that gay or lesbian, whatever it is, I don't care. I don't understand it.
But we ain't doing no recruiting. Y'all just do y'all.
Yeah,
we can be cool. We can coexist.
Girls, I don't recruit
friends in the community.
Recruit you.
But we ain't doing no recruiting because at that point, that's when the disrespect into the room.
You feel like it's disrespectful?
Hell yeah. Don't try to push that on me.
What you mean? Okay. Are you saying they're trying to talk to you, or you feel it's disrespectful?
No, recruit. When you say recruit, that means we use that in the terms of meaning like I had a friend who had a friend who was like
about a friend.
I mean, you ain't never thought about messing with no woman. Not even when you ain't never had one too many drinks. And I had to take it there with her, like, let me tell you something, but I had to take it there on her level because at that point you was really trying to disrespect me.
Oh,
I never came at you like that. We don't know each other well enough. And even my friend, which is our mutual friend, had to let her know, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
she'll beat you up. Yes, let her know. I will beat her up.
I can't with you. But no, so I understand. Like,
this was, of course, not someone my age now. We were much younger at that time too. But that's again too when people start to venture out and start trying to live in their truth. But I just think about the younger generation, like they have to go through those same phases too, and it becomes more dangerous, which now
what you mean?
I don't think it is because it's more acceptable versus back then, as if I'm so old, but time changed.
So what you
because I ain't even 40 yet, thank God. But time has changed so fast. Just 5 years ago, everything was so much different than what it is now.
You think so?
You know what I mean? So we talking about 2009, 2008. So Now it's like that's when I think at that time people start being able to actually just move around freely. Like if you touch a gay person or look at a gay person the wrong way, you blackballed, you blacklisted. We're gonna find a way to put your ass in jail.
And that's why when I was saying earlier,
Which I'm here for it because I feel like they dealt with so much hatred and for so long, like just
yeah,
let
because
it be them, man.
it's really they deal to me, in my opinion, is I feel like people don't like, I've said this 100 times. Why are you trying to be a copy when God made you an original?
Baby.
What-
Okay. And he made me the best.
So okay.
Mhm.
She got a healthy ego just like her big sis. I'm just
Yes.
no, but like I just feel like humans love to categorize, because if they can't categorize you, they don't know what to do with you. Like everybody has to fit into a category. And when you don't fit into a category, people rebel against that. If you try to go outside the little lines that they've created for you and told you, like, laws and all that kind of stuff, they don't like that. But let's be clear, the things that are happening right now with like that community, the alphabet, I call them the alphabet, the LGBTQRS, I don't know. I just think this isn't just now happening. And to be clear, the what's that guy's name? Alexander the Great. He was a whole ass gay man, openly.
Hey, Darius McCray. You know who that is?
No.
Darius McCray played on Steve Urkel's show. What was Steve Urkel's show? Family Matters or something?
Seems like I know that name now that you
The
said
big one, the swole one.
he was gay. Was he gay or something?
Shit, his girlfriend is a transgender, Sydney Starr. She's
I don't
from
know.
Houston.
I
I'm
don't know.
sending it to your phone now.
Of course you are, because I need to know who they are. No, I don't care, Carmen.
Well,
But
you
okay,
can do your next live on this. We was talking about the housewives.
I know. So we need to move on. I don't even know how we even got down this road, but yeah, I just feel like let people live. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to the baby cube. Okay, so Porscha, Shamia, and the other ladies. Oh, I wanted to say this too, because this shit is just irritating to me. It's gaslighting at its highest level. So Porscha, remember? Okay, so you remember the episode before when they were still in Nashville, or wherever, and they were talking about Angela and her husband, and Porscha made that comment that I should sleep with her husband or something like that. And then Angela came on downstairs because Angela is like, I'm that bitch. Like, listen, I'm standing up for her because I can't stand people like that. And the gaslighting part is, and this is what bullies do too. They do some shit to you. You try to check them on it, and then they try to tell you you're wrong for trying to check them. They like trying to minimize this lady's fight in the game and what she's saying, like as if, well, we was having fun, so you should just accept the way we're treating you. Now, fuck that. I'm not accepting shit. And that's why I'm here for Angela, because she's not with that. She's just like, nah. Even though I don't think her husband's into her like that, that's just my personal opinion. I could see them having getting a divorce somewhere down the line. I don't hope that happens, but I'm just saying.
I don't think he liked the show.
That could be true, but that doesn't mean you need to talk to her. Like, I just feel like the way it feels very disconnected. That's all I'm saying.
think he does it intentionally.
I do too, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not with that. Like, if you're gonna be on this show and you agree to have it to be on this show, don't
He's not supportive.
Huh?
He don't support it, like you said.
Right, and I don't like that. Like, then don't come on the show. There's plenty of husbands, quote unquote, that don't want to be a part of the show. He's not the first one. But you could not want to be a part of the show, but still show support to your wife. And that's why it's a disconnect there. But she like it, I love it. But I don't like the way they're trying to gaslight this lady into thinking like they're trying to act like she's wrong. Or you should have been asleep. That wasn't for you, but I didn't know you was listening. Well, bitch, you shouldn't have been talking about me, and you got caught. And so now you're trying to make it seem like I'm wrong and I'm boring and I'm just like. And so therefore,
don't say behind my back what you won't say to my motherfucking face.
That part. And this is another reason that I always say I like Shamia's story. I think that she is a good addition in terms of being a full housewife and all of that. But that's why I feel the way that I feel about her. Because you cool with your friends saying this fuck shit. You would not be okay if Angela was downstairs talking about, well, I should sleep with Shamia's husband. Tell me on what day of the week y'all would be cool with that shit. Y'all would drag that lady by her edges all the way down. Back
And
to
she said it too. She was like, and besides this, the reason why I'm not letting up on her so easy is because we just got cool.
right. I
And
gave you.
not only are you a married woman too,
That's what I'm saying. That's
you're
why
the best
people.
friend of this husband stiller.
Right.
She crave husbands, okay?
The worst part of what Portia did and said, in my opinion, is that we all know she could do it. She's that
That's
girl.
why my fucking mouth dropped when I was like, this shit.
Portia's a girl that like you don't because so you don't remember this episode, but the same episode I was telling you about with Portia, Kandi was calling her out saying you a whole lesbian too, or whatever the case may be. That Peter, Peter,
Yeah.
okay. So Peter says in his confessional because Kandi and Portia, Shamia, and Todd were all at this after hours club or whatever when Portia told her allegedly, I'll eat you until you come, whatever, right? So then in Peter's confessional, he's like, I'm sitting over here like, Todd, the fuck happened? Let Cynthia Bailey let Portia tell Cynthia Bailey that she wants to kiss her in her mouth. It's going down. We all fucking tonight. That's what Peter said.
I
I was
know
like,
that's right, Peter. I always liked Peter.
my dog. What?
I always liked Peter.
I like Peter too, but Peter can't. Peter
He
listen,
remind me of the Benson
he
on Fresh Prince.
He does. You right.
Carrie Hooker husband is the older version.
He is. He absolutely is. Oh, he must have erectile dysfunction too. Because who says on national TV that I've retired my mouth and that my wife can have eye candy? Excuse me. So to me, when you say your
his
wife,
mouth.
yes.
Oh yeah, but he brought it back out of retirement though.
Whichever, whatever. All I'm saying is, to me, when she was
Cameron
saying,
Hooker made him bring it back out of retirement.
but when your husband is saying you can have eye candy because he's 25 years older than you, and I don't know what the actual number is, but he knows his is gonna go, his sex drive and all of the working compartments down there aren't gonna be working as long as hers are gonna be working. You know what I mean? And so to me, and I'm not saying that they won't, but what it said to me is that he knows that it won't be working. That to me says that he probably has erectile dysfunction or something. Maybe he can't get it like how it was, and he knows his wife still, trying to get down to get down. And like Cameron said on that couch, and she said,
I don't know. I can't picture that. And that's like a sin. I can't picture that. Like, I think she be putting on for the camera.
Putting what on? Oh, you mean them having sex?
Yeah, Cameron Hooker don't look like her mouth can get water.
I can't with you.
She don't look like her mouth water. Let alone, like, I don't know. Like, she look like it gotta be dust down there. Like,
you got sandpaper mouth.
Like, it gotta be dust down there. Girl, ain't nobody told me just because it's snow on the mountaintop don't mean it ain't fire in the furnace.
Whoop! Just saying. I don't know what the hell that means, but I guess it's a word, child.
Because she had got a boyfriend and I was on her row about it. And so she was like, Carmen, I don't know what you thinking. Just because it's snow on the mountaintop, gray hair, don't mean it ain't fire in the furnace.
My ass is like thinking something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't need to have that visual now that I think about it. I don't want to. Oh, Jesus Christ. She's the one that told me, she told me when we was probably like 15 or 16 or something, where you got a whole ass boyfriend and all that, right? Yeah. I remember she told me, she was like, let me tell you something. She probably wasn't even talking to me. I think she was talking to, Julia, because, Julia was that girl. Anyway, she was just like, kissing the feeling the. I was like, I should have known thinking at that age, but she right, and I never forgot it. Okay,
I
so
know that's fucking right.
it landed. She was trying to tell us, like, yeah, you think that, that kiss gonna go on all right down your neck, and then here we go, and we on a whole ass ride, okay? Because I'm princess. No, I'm playing, but yeah, I think that anyway, back to the show. I think that it's hypocritical because I don't think on any day, and although I will give them this much grace, I do think they were drunk, and I do think that they were having a good time, and it was just sometimes you don't necessarily really mean anything about it, but you just having a good time and y'all just saying
But
whatever.
I feel like it had to be some curiosity there for them to even go that route. Like for Porscha, okay, so for Porscha to say that, like as a straight woman, right? I say, oh, that bitch fine. But I would never joke about having no type of sexual relations with no woman. Like
Right.
that's just, and I'm the person, and you know it. You don't know what I might say. But I don't be knowing what I might like. I don't be knowing shit just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to go
Go ahead.
for her to go that degree, like I would leak it like, girl, you looked at her and seen a man. Or you looked at her and seen what you like. And I doubt if you seen a man looking at Kandi. You know what I mean? Like, so you saying you gonna do this to this woman, huh?
Oh, Kandi said she whispered in her ear.
Right. You didn't look at her and see no man. You knew exactly what you was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got some curiosity if you ain't already been there. You done played in that field a few times because you knew how to. That was a pass. That's what you call throwing a pass at somebody.
Mm-hmm. What Nelly say? Unless you're gonna do it.
Unless she gonna do it. Yeah, that was her. What she did, she threw her bait to see if Kandi was gonna bite, and Kandi played with that bait. That's what happened. She didn't bite. She played with the bait though. Kandi played with the bait.
Kandi said, I said no. And I know why Kandi said that. I don't think Kandi would have a problem with getting down with Porscha. I don't believe that. I believe that Kandi is smart enough to know that her husband would be down with it. And I don't need that type of competition in my marriage. And I certainly don't want like this girl over here to have to be intertwined, because that's a friendship thingy that I just think Kandi, the reason she did it wasn't because she wouldn't do it, is that she's just like, at the end of the day, if we're gonna pick somebody to have that threesome or whatever with, which she said they've done, is that I do think they don't want people close to home. It's sort of like how I'm always like, I'm gonna need
their wife is in Dubai or something like, ain't she?
Who wife?
Kandi and Toy, they got a woman.
You gotta stop getting your news from Facebook and the internet. It's just
no, Tasha K. People talk a lot of crap about her. But
Tasha K is not the news side.
I seen the receipts, baby. With these eyes on my face.
I'm not saying Tasha K is wrong, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you have to consider the source, sis. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that she isn't right sometimes, because she is right sometimes. But what I'm saying, it's like if it's sort of like those people that have what is it called? They have a hoarding problem, so they can't get rid of shit because they got old shit in there with the new shit. So it's just like, unless I want to go through all of this, then I can't get rid of those shit because I don't want to throw it away. That's the thing with Tasha K. It's like, to me, and I like Tasha K's show. I used to watch it. I don't like it as much as I did initially, but she was definitely entertaining, and she has, like, I think 1 million people or whatever, right? The problem with her is you don't know when she's lying and you don't know when she's telling the truth. You just don't know. And the reason I say that, she could be telling the truth about all of whatever it is that she's saying. But even if you have receipts, quote unquote, we all know people can manipulate technology, and they can come up with some shit, and it never ever had it. It never didn't have to be true. But some people live and die on a person that they have seen be right about something, about a few things. And that's the reason that I can't believe you. I'm not saying that I don't believe anything she says, but I can't.
You think Tasha K intentionally lied though? I don't think.
100%.
I don't.
Let's be clear. all of us.
I think she worked hard to like not be wrong. I just look at her that way.
I'm here to tell you. I do think this. I'll tell you what I think about Tasha K. I think she's entertaining. I think she's funny.
Funny as fuck.
I, I do think that she's funny and she's entertaining, and I think that's her appeal. I do think that there are things that she says that are accurate, or in that it's in the field of accuracy. But you can't trust somebody who isn't willing to take something back when they know it's false. Like, I'm not saying everything she said about Cardi B was true or false. I don't know Cardi B. I don't know none of that. But my thing is, if you can't just say I'm wrong before I go all the way down this road to this lawsuit and everything else, then I can't trust nothing you say from that
Oh,
point.
she didn't do that?
No. That's why she lost her lawsuit. Because Cardi B kept giving her chance after chance. Cardi B was just like, listen, take the shit down.
Yeah, I think that's around the time I stopped watching Tasha K. I just recently picked her back up, but
I think this.
yeah, because I love me some Cardi. That's my girl. Her, Meg, and Glow is my girls.
You can't. Think about it like this. This is how I put Tasha K. How would you feel if Tasha K was your friend and she got mad at you, or it was some story she could write about you because she get 100,000 clicks, and she just take it to, because this is the problem with misinformation or lying on someone. The truth is irrelevant at that point. So it doesn't matter that she could come back now and say, I lied on Cardi B, or I didn't tell the whole truth, or I put a little extra stuff on there. Now I can never believe anything you're saying for sure, because we know you blatantly lied on this lady for no reason.
So it was that she lied, or that she was allowing people to spread lies?
It's both.
Because she brought people on her show who were lying about interactions with Cardi.
That's another level of deviancy. But what I'm saying is, I can't be held liable in my mind for what someone else is going to say. I could bring someone on my show that says they have this information. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. And so that's the responsibility of the journalist. And she ain't a journalist, but you get what I'm saying? It's like, you supposed to have
promoted it as truth, though.
Say it again.
She promoted the girls' stories and encounters, alleged encounters, as truth versus allegedly.
Right. And so when you saying to people who believe you, who you have had a few things right, like you've been right about this, you broke this first and all of that, so then you pull people in and people are kind of like, okay, I can trust it, I can believe it. It's no different than, like, I watch Make It Make Sense. He's one of my favorite people on the internet.
Mims.
I love him. Yes, Mims. Mims, in my opinion, I could rock with him because Mims, at the bare minimum, I'm not saying he'll be right about everything, but he's okay with being like, I investigated this. I talked to, a lawyer about this and this, that, and the third. He's put in his credentials where he got this information from. And then he's still saying with certain things, it's alleged. Tasha K is one of those people that has gotten to that point in her career where it's like, who's policing the internet? Nobody, really.
And she be like, and that ain't allegedly.
Right. And that's okay for you to say before you have shit come out that's false, because like I said, the truth doesn't matter. People don't give a shit about the truth. If someone goes on the internet,
lies spread faster than the truth anywhere.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. So if you running around the internet telling people that I got a hot box and I got STD or whatever, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. I know it's false, but it doesn't matter because you said this about this person. So there are going to be people, no matter what you do, that are going to believe it. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's not cool. And for people like her, to me, the part that I have the biggest problem with, that. And you would never be cool with somebody doing that malicious shit to you. That's why I have a problem. If you could take it on the chin too, then do whatever you're going to do. But just understand, I don't know how you don't have no consciousness or conscience to do some of the most grotesque things that she does and says about people with no regard for how it's going to impact that person's life. That's why you should say allegedly, or you should say sources have said. She feels like she's gotten to the level where it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. I don't have to play by y'all rules. There's a day that is coming for her. I'm not wishing anything on her, prosperity, whatever. But I'm saying those tables will turn. They turn on all of us. So there will be a day, it might not be in her lifetime, it might be her grandkids or something else, where somebody gonna drag them down the hole. And then it'll just kind of be like, well, and it'll be unfortunate and people will believe it. And that's my only thing. I feel like there's a subset of, cable news or, YouTube or whatever, where people don't feel like they have to vet anything. I'm on here talking about my opinion of this show, right? I have the right to say, I don't like her. I think she's this, she's that, whatever the case may be. Because I'm just reviewing the show and what I feel about these people on this show. It's a very different thing if I come on here and say, I know for sure Porscha's a hoe. Let me tell you how I know she's a hoe. And I don't have any real basis to draw from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand why she was ever saying anything about Cardi B. Maybe because Cardi B, okay, this is my opinion of Cardi B. I don't know Cardi B. I don't know her. I don't know none of her family and none of that. So listen, it's just my opinion. I don't know none of them people. But I do think she exudes hypersensitivity to judgment of her and her like family situation, but specifically her. She cares, unfortunately, about what people think of her. That it's a death sentence. It's a prison she's locking brick by brick. She locking herself in.
Yeah, but you're not fucking with our family though. Period. We don't play that.
No, but what I'm saying is,
yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm only saying this for someone like a Cardi B to survive this industry, she gotta not. She can't have that. It's gonna tear you down because she gets on her rants, and I don't even really pay attention. But I have compassion for her because I want to be presented in a certain way because I do have integrity. But you're a public figure. You're making your money off the people liking you or whatever the case may be. You got to have a thick skin. And in my opinion, and I don't watch her like that. I don't, I'm glad for her success and all that. But I'm just telling you, my personal opinion is she's not built like that. I think because she can't handle the criticism of these fucking million idiots that go on there and all they want to do all day is troll her or be mean to her or say stuff. She feels like she needs to say something back. I'm like, girl, go take Beyonce's masterclass. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think about me. And I'm not responding to shit. Like, she doesn't have that element of it because probably
it's better now.
I feel like probably she doesn't have that element because of who she really is and where she comes from. She comes from a place of like, you can't let people bully you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you seen as a certain thing. So she's always trying to protect her image and her name. If you want to be in an entertainment industry and have long-term success and not go fucking crazy, you got to be able to turn off that noise and not have to respond to all of these idiots that want to see you lose. That's the issue with Cardi B. And I like her. I do. I listen, Cardi B is one of those people that it don't matter if you 8 years old or you 80, you still run around here talking about, hey bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. Like, it's just like, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's funny, she's hilarious, she's goofy, she's all of these things, she's entertaining.
She's a Libra.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. She's gonna be like, yep.
She's a Libra.
I love
and she's shy in real life.
She's what?
They say she's shy in real life, like she's quiet.
Most people that are those people, the entertainers, that's not who they really are. Meaning that's who they wish they could be. So that's why they like that persona.
Her, Little Baby, and Glorilla are my friends in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my friends.
I don't know these people.
You know Glorilla?
I don't. Who is that?
Yeah, Glow. You don't know Glow?
I don't. Carmen, I don't know these people. I'm gonna tell you who I know. I know Cardi B because bitch, you can't fuck with me. Now, I love Cardi. Like that CD, whatever that CD was with all of that. Listen, it's a banger. Like those songs that she have on Pull Up On Me. Like I'm just like, am I Cardi B today? Yeah.
My favorite song by her is Be Careful With Me.
Fucking job. Huh?
My favorite song by her is Be Careful With Me.
Oh God.
When she said, treat me like a package with a fragile label on it. Yeah. That's my tagline.
I don't understand cancers. Y'all are weird.
That's my tagline.
Just don't know what you're gonna get. They might scratch your ass out and they might love you. You just don't know who you're gonna get today.
Just stay over there, wait for me to come to you.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. mad if they don't come to you. Like what? Like I can't. I'm not even doing this today. I'm not doing it. Okay, so listen. Let's get back to the what's called. What do you think about them trying to minimize Angela Oakley's response to them talking shit about her behind her back in front of her face?
I feel exactly like what you said. They want her to feel like she needs to appreciate acceptance. Like at this point, she don't have no. Yeah, it's almost like telling her she shouldn't have anything to say about them saying what they said or saying anything about what was said or have a problem with any of them because they didn't specifically say it. And not only that, like by her being new and not really close to anybody other than Drew. And I think her and Drew are only close by way of frenemies, if that makes sense. Like nobody like you, nobody like me. Type shit. Like, and I don't know if that friendship will go anywhere because Drew's a liar. And Angela straight up.
But none of these people are real friends.
And she says that. And but she also told your girl, the one we like, Kelly. Kelly was like, "Good morning." She was like, "No, ma'am. I don't do fake. I cannot be fake. No, ma'am."
Yeah. And I'm with it because I would probably say the same thing.
Yes, yes. And Kelly was like, "I'm always like this in the morning."
But I
said,
believe
"Good morning." And she was like, "No, ma'am. I
Wait,
will
so
not be fake."
I need to know that now. What's her name? Kelly, what? What's her name?
Kelly,
Yeah.
her last name?
No, I'm trying to figure out what her zodiac sign because I can't pinpoint it. I don't think she's a Leo. She's probably whatever Cynthia is, but she's a little firecracker, in my opinion. She's such a firecracker. I like her. We could stay.
Yeah, she definitely can stay.
But I want to know what really happened with Kelly and whoever that man is she was married to. That sounds like a whole ass hot ass mess.
Her name is Kelly Farrell.
Oh, that's her name?
That doesn't look like her.
Who did you put in the Google?
Because you know that's who I called on. Yep, that's her. Kelly Farrell.
I think her husband was abusive or something. Allegedly.
Oh yeah, he threatened her in the court.
Right.
Yeah, he threatened her in the court.
That's bold as hell. That's like Ike showing up to Tina concert with a weapon. Somebody I'm in here bold as fuck. I'm like, oh, rest in peace, Ike child. Listen. You ain't find it yet, Harmer?
No, I'm trying to. Well, they don't even have her freaking birthday. Let me see. Girl, you gotta get Google famous. She just got her Instagram. Let me see. Of Atlanta Housewives. What is it called? Horoscope.
No, Zodiac, not horoscope.
Oh yeah, Zodiac. My bad, I'm tripping.
Yes, okay.
She's a Pisces.
That makes sense. People like Pisces. Pisces could be by themselves or they could be with a whole group of people.
Mama was a Pisces.
Duh. Anyway, what was I about to say? Okay, so I put in my notes. I said Britt coming for Angela was weird to me because I think that Britt was doing the wrong thing for the right reason. So what I mean by that is like Britt's mad at Angela. Well, I feel like she should be mad at everybody personally. If she's gonna be mad at Angela for saying whatever she said about, oh, how did you lose your license? Or really, Angela just asked her a question, but I don't think Britt thought anyone would challenge her because she's, I guess, thinking she's the smartest person in the room, and like nobody's gonna know, and people are just gonna fall for whatever her reason was, and and then like just kind of have empathy for her. So I think her having the issue with Angela, the issue is correct, but she's doing it for the wrong reason. She's like mad at her I feel like she focused her energy on Angela because Angela just said, well, I don't think you can lose your license like that. Don't you have to da 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 da? But what Britt's real problem is when she went to that lunch or whatever it was that Kelly threw, Britt's real to me problem was she wanted more people to empathize with her, more people to come on board and say, even though they to me all said what Kenya did was wrong, we don't think that was right, whatever. I think she felt like more people should have came and banded with her and understood why she was going through it. And I on some level agree with her because I can't imagine being in that situation. No matter how big of a hoe you were, no matter how many penises you didn't put in your mouth and had a good time with, that's your private business. And people on the internet, well, it wasn't private, we found it and blah blah blah. And I don't give a shit about none of that because you didn't have this lady express consent to put it on a poster board and show the whole world that she was sucking dick. Meanwhile, aren't y'all all sucking dick? Like, I don't understand. Like, that to me is so low to do something like that, as if you didn't put what's that crazy man? What's King's ex-husband's name? The cute one. Well, I think she only had one ex-husband. But whatever that guy's name is, you acting like you wasn't doing that with him and everybody else that you was with before that. Like, stop. So that's the thing. You're trying to shame her for doing something that any woman in a loving relationship or even not a loving relationship, for some people, they all sucking dick. What are you talking about? Just like all those men out there in the world, they like, I don't go downtown. Yes, you do. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop. If he's not going downtown, he's probably going downtown on the man. That's just how I feel about it. Fight your mama about it because I don't care. I just something ain't right. Something ain't right in the Kool-Aid. Okay. We all do it. So this idea that you want to use something against me that you also do is it's bananas to me. But I do think it's wrong for you to show that to the world. It's embarrassing. If you want to have kids, you don't want to, and you have a family, a mom or whatever. Like, you don't want people to see you like that. That's not cool. So I think that's Britt's issue, but it's one-sided. Like, she only gonna be mad at Angela. You need to be mad at everybody at the table if you're gonna be mad at Angela. So I'm thinking she's just trying to create drama. I don't think she really doesn't like Angela. So then in this little next scene, Britt is coming for Angela. And what did she say? What did Britt say? Oh, I think I put it on. Hold on, look. I think I have it like paused on here. Okay. God damn it. Let me see if I could bring it back up. I had it paused on here. No, that wasn't that. It was the Peacock. Damn it. It's going to make me start all over. I had it queued up, honey, and then now I got to go find the scene again. They make me sick.
Just go ahead and get real in front of all of us, okay? Now what Drew is so damn extra. It's like she wants to
what part where's my phone? Okay, I was trying to get to the part where they were having this little back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let me just say this. I just did not think that the prophet or the psychic, because to me they're the same. I know prophets are viewed differently, in the Bible. They're different from psychics, but they all have the ability, to me, to see things beyond the physical on some level. How deep their or how good or how strong their ability is, I don't know, because I don't dabble in none of that. But I do think that, even the Bible talks about it, that they have prophets and sorcerers and all of these different people, and they have information. You just have to figure out what's the source, honey. That's how I see it. Where are you getting your information from? Is it coming from God? Where are you getting it from? But this lady, I've seen people bring like psychics on or whatever, prophets on and stuff like that, and they've been very interesting. This what she's telling them didn't seem interesting to me, but that's just me. It didn't seem interesting to me. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. So she starts talking to the psychic lady, or the prophet starts talking to Angela, saying something about a Porsche. She sees a Porsche in her future, and then Shamia being messy boots. Shamia's like, are you saying you see a Porsche, or are you saying you see her husband with Porscha? Like, which one are you saying? And she was just being really messy. But it's like, if I hadn't already told y'all ass, stop playing with my husband's name, stop playing with me. Why you over here still joking and shit about, oh, well, your husband is, what your friend, Shania, your friend, the whole asshole of Atlanta, I'm just saying, has said out of her mouth, and you've laughed about it, and you know that this is not something you would be cool with anyone doing to your husband. I don't understand. I can't understand how they don't understand how that's problematic. But here we are. Um, I do understand, because they're mean girls. Only mean girls would do some shit like that. It's one thing to say, okay, like they kind of say, oh, it's a kiki. We were having a kiki. Okay, whatever. That's fine. We've all been in a situation where you're laughing and drinking or having a good time. You don't even have to be drinking. And it's just a good, honest, good time. You saying shit that you normally wouldn't probably say to people because it's just a good ass time. Right? I do understand that can happen. But I think on some level, even if y'all like, we were just having a good time and we was drinking or whatever, we apologize and then move on. The problem that I'm having with Shamia in the scene is y'all kind of like had just made up about some other shit. And then that this is a point of contention for Angela for y'all to be out here trying to, say her husband had a baby on her and all this kind of stuff. Why are you doing that? When your bestie just said while y'all was in the key that I should sleep with her husband. So let me just say, Shamia, you laughing and kikiing about what Porscha said because you thought it was a good kiki? Would you have kikied if Porscha said that about your husband? And Angela been married, she say 10 years. So there's something in there that's solid, even though I don't think he really likes her like that. It's just my opinion. Something is solid. You haven't been married that long. You think Porscha, you would be cool with her saying that about your husband? That she should sleep with him? And then would you be cool with her after Angela came and said, I should sleep with, what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying Angela, but it was really Porscha. And then let's say you and Porscha aren't cool like that. Then she comes back and doubles back at Cynthia Bailey's barbecue or Baileycue or whatever the hell it's called. She then doubles back and says, when the lady says a Porsche or whatever in the way, she's just like, let me make fun of that too. Are you talking about Porsche? You think you would be cool with it, Shamia? I'm gonna go with no. Or hell to the no. Who said that? That was what's that lady's name? Damn it. Right. Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Like Shamia wouldn't be cool with it. I can promise you this: Porscha would put them paws on somebody. You see how she acting just with Drew, who can actually sing, who can actually act, who has talent, and is also beautiful. Just being in the same room doing a business transaction with her, not her husband, not even her boyfriend, but her child's father, she has a problem with it. A whole ass problem. But y'all think it's a fun kiki and how Angela is just too uptight. She should have been asleep and this, that, and the third. Y'all can make all the fucking excuses y'all want across all of these United States of America about what y'all said and what y'all did was cool. Because we was just funny and we was just having a good kiki. We was just enjoying ourselves and whatever else. So, but Drew can't just enjoy herself in the studio trying to make a whole ass album without you saying she's some low down, dirty, blah, 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 blah. But you sitting over here with all these audacities trying to gaslight Angela and tell her you should be, it's fine. We were having fun and we were having a kiki. I didn't mean that. Yes, you did. Porscha, your track record is I mean it. And I will sleep with your husband. That's your track record. You the one did it, not me. Don't hate on me. Don't be mad at me, girl. I'm just giving back to you what you gave the audience, which is I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. Now I don't know if she's a hoe, but I'm just saying it's hoe behavior. Just saying that's it. That's all. It's disgusting. So, anyways, let's see. What's the next part? Sorry, I'm not trying to get copy copyright struck. I think my little channel don't see stuff, but they do strike some of the stuff that I do. Isn't that crazy? I got 500 and probably 70. I don't even know. I might only have 511. I don't know how many subscribers I have, but it's like, how you over here on Chanel's reality striking some shit? I don't even be doing nothing like that. I don't. I'm on my business. I'm over here minding my whole ass business, giving my little 2 cents on what's going on in these housewives. But for the record, I do think I think Angela, her outfit was so cute. I wouldn't wear it, but she got the body for it. So body, yada, yada. Ain't mad at her. To me, she was kind of like the best dressed there. But I don't like this dumb shit where this lady on here, the psychic lady, a prophet or whatever, she's like, as women, we need to, we still got to keep the sexy for our men. Shut up. We are not listening. We're not living in 1872. Look, whatever the Victoria's Secret is or the Target set that I put on is what I put on. Okay. Just be happy with this Juicy Couture. Okay. Or what the hell did I buy? Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of Juicy Couture nightgowns and whatever else. Be happy with that. Okay. You're laying in the bed with me. So that's a whole prize. Okay. She's juicy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, but it's just like, stop trying to tell women that we have to do something because you want to do it or because you feel like you should have to do it. I ain't got to do that. And I've been married for 20 years. I'll do whatever whatever it is I'm doing, it's working, sis. So I don't need you to tell me anything about anything. That's how I ride. And it ain't changing over here on Chanel's reality. So whatever. But no, so I think Angela, I liked her outfit. And I think she looks cute. I think, actually, I'm trying to think, is there anybody unattractive on the cast? I think they have a good cast. I mean, yeah, I think they have a good cast. So anyway, so then now not Porscha, but Drew, no, Lordy, Angela and Kelly, no, not Kelly, Lord Jesus, Britt. Okay, so Britt starts, she's trying to attack Angela. And I really don't understand why are you attacking her? She got you in a lie. You said you got your license, whatever it is that she said happened to her license or whatever. And she was like, no, that don't sound right. I'm in real estate, so that don't sound right. You can't be mad at somebody because they call bullshit on your lie. If she was lying, allegedly. I don't know if she was lying. I don't know none of these people. They could all be lying. I think pretty much. Is there a truthful person on the cast? No, Cynthia. I believe Cynthia. I don't think Cynthia's a liar. Hey, dude, he in the chat. So then Angela and because Britt is with the shit. So let me just try to play this little bit part. Hold on, let's see if I can play it.
This secret real quick on this.
I'm just trying to get to the part where Britt has something to say about Angela. Britt says she don't see it for nobody, honey.
Porsche, right? My Porsche.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's that fuck shit. See, Shamia and Porscha would not be okay if the tables were turned. If Angela or Britt or anybody on that cast was trying them like that, they would not let it go. Porscha can't even let go of Drew having a whole business transaction. She can't let go of that, and she ain't even with the man. I'm just saying.
It's your money making you.
So then Porscha comes in. She gonna take your man's turn.
Nice to meet you. You know what drew this stuff. What do you think? Do you have something you want to tell me? Because the energy. What's the problem?
It's like, shut up. And I want Britt to say, a lot of people hate Britt. They want her to go. I don't want Britt to go. I think Britt is going to make this show interesting because she has zero self-awareness and she's not very bright, but she's pretty. And the other thing is, I want to get to the bottom of her and her husband because is it just me that just feels like something right here? It's giving. I don't know if he like one part of the baseball team or the other. I can't tell if he like both. I don't know. And maybe he does. Maybe he does. But it just seems like there's a down low situation happening. I hope I'm wrong. But whatever. So Britt over here talking about, do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It's like, girl, shut up. Find a real read. So it's corny. So she's just coming for Angela, and Angela is whacking her every single time with a bat. She's just girl, it's not a fair fight. Like, that's why I be telling people, like, you don't want to do that with me. I'm as nice as they come, but you don't want to do that with me. Like, try me not. Like, I'm as nice as they come. I'm forgiving, generous, but you don't want the smoke. I promise you. You don't. What did I have on my little thing? Hold on, look. I got a little banner up here. Let me see. Chanel's reality has all the smoke, so watch your mouth. It just is what it is. I'm nice and I'm sweet and I'm all of those things, but I'm also not gonna. Don't take my kindness for weakness. And I think Britt is ill prepared for what's coming to her. And I'm saying that because I don't know what's coming to her, but Angela does not strike me as a person that don't fight back. I don't see her being in a situation where she is just gonna let you walk all over her. She's clearly demonstrating try me not behavior. And Britt is no one's home. Britt is not receiving the message. So let's see what else they have to say.
I should be able to. Yeah.
Child, this is what I don't understand. So everybody on this cast is out here sucking somebody's dick. It just is what it is. Stop me when I'm lying about something. So I don't understand why that has become like, well, it's always been kind of like, oh, you're not classy if you're doing that. I don't know y'all know any wives that aren't doing that? How they, no. That's what's happening in every household. That there's a man that likes women and a woman that likes men that are into each other. That's what's happening. It's it's part one or part two of what's gonna happen in the bedroom. Like, stop acting like we're living in a world where women don't do that all the time. Like, stop. It's the same thing with men. They out here, well, I don't do that. Yes, you do. Stop. What I heard on the Drip Show, one of my shows that I like, is that what Shanika said? She said they all out here like they want people to play in their booty holes. I'm like, what is happening? That's what Shanika said. She said a lot of men do that. Like, they want you to play in their booty hole. I feel like if a man wants you to play in his booty hole, he wants. I'm gonna leave that alone.
I do. Much as yours with the stretch marks around.
So wait, she didn't tell Britt she got stretch marks around. Where did that even come from? But it was a good read though. It was one of them on the spot reads. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like, again, I think Britt's ill prepared, but then Britt did come through and say something about hold on, let's see. What did she say? Because she said something about your husband. He's something about that baby. Hold on. Oh, Lordy. So she did hit her with a little comeback. She whacked her with a little comeback when she was saying, or claiming that Britt's husband, not Britt's husband, I'm sorry, Angela's husband. It is so cold. Who am I turning the air on? That not Britt, Angela's husband is supposedly cheating on her or had a baby on her or something like that. And Britt said, nope, that was my other, I guess, guy she was in a relationship with at some point. And so, if it's false, I hope it's false. And that they're not out here just slandering Mr. Oakley. I don't know who Mr. Oakley is, but apparently he's somebody that I still don't care. Is that wrong? I don't care. I don't care who he is really at all. So then, they, like I said, they throw these whatever back and forth and they go in ping pong or whatever. To me, this wasn't a great episode. The only part that I really enjoyed was, a little bit of what, Shamia's sunshine, because she has a new surrogate, and then the Bailey Q stuff was fun. I won't say it was fun. It was entertaining. The rest of the episodes is kind of like I can take it or leave it. Hold on.
Because I gotta protect my people.
Oh, she Angela called that girl a whore. Remember when what is her name? Marlo was she told Kim you're a whore. Listen, that that dude hit different. Like ew, child, like I'm just like, oh shit. It is what it is.
I can be over there. Because I gotta protect my peace. The ancestors are in their graves just
I love when
You've been married to the last 2 years.
so this was Britt did whack her when she said your husband been married to you for 10 years and no one knows. He don't claim you. He ain't told nobody. And so then Angela's like, the world knows, you know. But this is the thing. I don't need to explain or make anybody think that my husband likes me, loves me, is with me, whatever it is. Listen, I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you nothing, girl. Bye. Girl, bye. Like, that's how I feel about it. It's just like, go get you some business. Go get you a 20-year marriage, and then you come back over here and talk to me. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Because, like I said, I don't know what team Britt's husband is playing for. And he can play for whatever team he wants to. I don't judge. I don't care. I don't really care. But it does, listen, I think I said this before. Like, there was this guy once upon a time that I worked with, and it was just kind of like, you met him, and he's very flamboyant, very like one of the girls. And then, like, a month later, he's telling me about his wife and their baby. And I'm confused because I'm like, y'all, hold on, wait, you're confused. Because everything about him is definitely high level gay guy. It's just everything about him. When I walked in the office when he first met me, I had a Louis Vuitton belt on and a Louis Vuitton handbag, and he immediately was like, "Oh, she Louis," you know, like that. Like my husband would not respond to me that way. Like I remember that Louis that he was talking about. That's one of the first Louis I bought. It was like a big. One of the big ones, and I remember putting it on the bench in the hallway. And my husband was just like, I know this, but I know she didn't, because like he was so in shock. He was in shit. Like, this, did she really go spend all this money? I went in I sure did, because he made me mad the night before. I was doing something on his computer, and he was like, I didn't want you to be on my computer, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not like that. I'm a very generous. I'm not selfish in that way. I don't care. You can have whatever. Like, I don't operate that way. But my husband does operate like he's, like I said, he's very structured in his life. I'm the opposite. I like structure and I like things to go a certain way, but I'm spontaneous and I can have fun. And the things that annoys him, like that type of stuff, doesn't annoy me. But I was still annoyed because I feel like our marriage was probably in its infancy. We probably at that point maybe 7 years or 8 years. I don't remember at what point I bought my first Louis, but I remember that was the first Louis. So I went to the bank, took out 4 stacks. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy my own MacBook Pro. Boom, bitch. I ain't asking you to look at your computer no more. Sure ain't. But I think what I did first was I went and bought the Louis because that made me feel good. Sure did. Made me feel good about myself. And then I was like, I'm gonna buy my computer too, because I bought the computer even though I was buying it for myself to kind of like trick him into like getting on board with it, because my husband's the type of man that is like he's into technology. That's the world that he works in and all that. And like it's like a new toy for him. Like to him, a new laptop or some sort of piece of technology is equivalent to me going to Louis Vuitton or Chanel or Saks or Neiman's or whatever, and just being able to buy something expensive because I can. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about it. I'm like, yes. Or just shopping in general. Like that gives me a great listen. I have a great time shopping. Okay. So yeah, I do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my 4 stacks out of the bank and let me go over here, buy myself a MacBook Pro. And I remember he walked in the door. He saw the Louis sitting on the bench and he was just like, is that real? No, fucking, you know it's real. Like, don't do that. The reason he said that is because he knows how much it costs. Because I didn't go buy like a small one, like how now, like if you go buy expensive handbags like Louis, Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, all of that, Fendi, the smaller the bag, it's almost the more expensive. It's crazy. It's like a trendy thing. But I bought one of the bigger ones, and he knows that Louis is expensive. So when he saw that, all his brain thought was, this had to be $2,000-$3,000. Like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. We still married. I love that man. I'll say it again. If my husband ever tried to leave me, I'm going with him. I told him that too. So yeah, whoever your new girlfriend is, you think you're about to be alone? No, you're not. Y'all, but we are gonna be in a relationship. No, um, but anyways, I done lost my train of thought. But like, it's just like, leave this lady alone. Kelly is such a good time, and I love Kelly's sandals. I mean, not her sandals, her shoes. They are so cute. I think they're Chanel. Those shoes are. She's my favorite housewife, I think, Kelly, because Kelly seems normal. She seems abnormally healthy after what, in my opinion, she's presented to us is like she lived through hell, seemingly, with her husband for however many years, and so doesn't seem like, he's a stable individual. But I love her story if it's true. Because you get on here in these housewives, they be swearing they this and they self-made and they got all this money, and then you find out 3 years later, what's that lady named Jen? I forget her name. She was from Salt Lake City. Like, she was buying all kinds of expensive shit, robbing old people blind. Okay, old wealthy people, just robbing them blind, allegedly. She went to prison for it, so I'm gonna go with, she probably was doing something. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know these people. And the people like Kim Zolciak, she goes and gets with a football player who has, at the time at least, seemingly millions of dollars, but he can't control her spending. And now whatever they got going on. So it's like you can have all this money and then you don't have shit to show for it. And now you're all in the news, people thinking you're getting your house about to get, your car's getting repoed, your house about to get foreclosed on, all this kind of stuff. It's crazy. So if you want to, I never forget, in college, there was this young guy. We were in a business class, entrepreneur, like business class. And he was cool people. I liked him. I don't remember his name. We was cool people. And he was handsome too. And he was going back and forth with this girl. But he really, those cool guys, they kind of like joke with you. They're not calling you out your name or whatever, but they get with you, but they're not really being disrespectful. And she was just like popping off or whatever. And he was just kind of like, I'll teach you how to stunt. You don't know. I don't know if y'all remember that song, but there was a song back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s or something like that. It was because I was in college. But anyway, it's like, I'll teach you how to stunt. And so that's the kind of comeback that I'm saying, that he ain't calling her out her name, but he kind of putting her in her place. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I like those type of guys. He was cool people. But I feel like that's what Angela's giving. I'm gonna teach you how to stunt. Like, try me now, bitches. I got all the smoke. And so I'm here for it. I hope, for Angela's sake, she gets off of this show before whatever they have as a marriage for 10 years, whatever she thinks they have. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying it comes across to me a certain way. I hope they leave the show before, don't stay one season too long, or before some sort of major, breaking news comes out. And then you find out, I'm not saying Angela, but I'm just saying in general, that, your husband got a whole nother double life with a woman and a child in Panama. Like, I'm just saying. They've had the New Jersey Housewives where Teresa, she shows us season 1, all of her thousands of dollars that she spent, $5 million on her home. She's got all of the latest, greatest, or whatever, and then end up going to prison because allegedly her husband committed some sort of fraud and she signed the papers. So you can't fall off of this high horse. Karma's a bitch. And her stripper name is Michelle. Or is it Tiffany? Or Amber? I don't know. It could be Keisha. Okay. It could be her. Just saying. I just want these people to wise up and wake up and understand all that glitters isn't gold. It's great TV and entertainment for people like me and the others that are out there, my, co-hosts that are out there in the world, creating content is great for us, the people that like it. But there are people that sit around and wake up to just try to destroy whatever it is that you feel good about yourself. There's just people that wake up to do that. And there's nobody to police the internet. YouTube is on the internet, so they can police YouTube to a certain degree. But nobody is in charge of the internet. It's like somebody saying that they are in charge of apple tree. Apples grow organically. I ain't never seen a person, build a tree. Have you? Just saying. So you can't own food, and nobody can really police the internet. They could put things, little, barriers in place to kind of like keep children from seeing certain things or protect their, nation or whatever it is, their country from all of the pitfalls and horrible things that go on the internet. And the thing is, it'll be here forever. So all of these people that's going on these shows trying to get a book or trying to get famous or whatever else, just know that there's something after this. There's a life you are not ever going to be able to go back to. It'll never be the same life that you had before. But, for some people, it's, they're willing to risk that. I think people that go into these type of shows, not all of them, but I do think there's a lot of people that it's because it's like, if you're happy and you're successful and you have your family and your husband and you're truly happy, why are you on reality TV? I'm sure somebody's like, well, because they can get a quick check and, whatever. But I do think getting a check is part of it. But I do think another big part of it is ego and loneliness and probably on some level emptiness. I do think that. Because if you have loving family members and you have a loving spouse and kids and all of the things, right? And you're successful and you can travel the world in first class and you got all the jewels and all the stuff, right? But you still need to be famous. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, think deeper about it. Because why? And it's cool to get fame. And I'm sure some people come on these type of shows, these platforms. I think most of the women that are probably on the shows, these type of shows now, that's their intent. They either coming on here so they can, get their husband to see how terrible he treats them, or they're coming on here to promote their business or build a business. A lot of times that's what they do. But you hear about them a few years later, and that business they started and they swear it was so good. Where is it? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what happened to every hue, Giselle. And now they own to DNA that nobody, anyway, don't get me started. And it is a good space to get, whatever it is that you're doing out there. You got Karen Huger. She's the grand dame running around Potomac, swearing that she's perfect and she got a driver and her husband's the black Bill Gates. Then they go through that shit. They go through, he got tax problems and they got to move and downsize and they can't even live in Potomac anymore. And meanwhile, she acting like she still got it together. She running around a whole ass jumpsuit looking, listen, snatched for the gods. Meanwhile, she's suffering or whatever she got going on because now she's in jail. They're driving, drunk or under the influence of whatever, allegedly. So, like I said, what's her name? Teresa went to prison. Her husband Joe went to prison. That Jen lady, I think her name is Jen Shaw. She went to prison. Like it's not always going to end up a fairy tale. But I do get that part of it where some people would like to have a level of fame, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on those people. Have your level of fame. Listen, money doesn't buy you happiness; it buys you options. Be very clear. Don't get it twisted. So that's why those people, when they get to that money level, it's what else is there? You got the money, supposedly you got the husband, the wife, the kids, whatever it is that you were aspiring to do, your education, you're successful, and then you want to go ruin it with being famous. Sometimes it works out. But I think that's the exception. I don't think that's the rule. I think these people leave these shows, and we've seen them one after one. And it's like, what are they doing with their lives? They don't know how to handle it after they're no longer famous. No one cares. Or maybe there are some people that care. And it's not always, I'm not saying it's all the same for everybody. I'm just simply saying I don't think that these people are fulfilled. If they truly were, and I think they if they were truly fulfilled, they wouldn't put themselves, they wouldn't jeopardize the success and beautiful life that they appear to have, you know, created for themselves, you know, with the help of God and family and friends and whatever, right? You wouldn't I don't see what would you jeopardize it for. And like I said, I could see being like, okay, well, you know, we already have a successful business, so let's grow it on this big ass platform. But again, look at Kenya. You couldn't tell Kenya shit about her Kenya Moore hair care. She's out here winning, and I was happy for her. Go do your thing. Then she sat down at that table and brought that cookie lady and put her in front of Tanya, trying to say that Tanya's husband is, you know, or boyfriend or whatever he was. Was cheating on her. Meanwhile, Kenya's whole husband was cheating on her, according to her. So now you don't have a husband. He apparently lost his business or whatever it is that he got going on. You thought that you could get away with, you know, whatever she did to Britt Edie, and that just gross, disgusting display of hatred. And now you're at home, wishing you were a part of the show. I'm certain Kenya's, she probably would never say it, but I'm certain she's sitting at home doing something at some point, not every day. But like, damn it, why did I do that? Why did I make that dumbass decision? Hopefully, at some point, they let her come back because I do think everybody deserves a second chance. But the thing with Kenya is you can't keep, they continuously, to me, on Bravo and other networks, you know, encourage and perpetuate and reward bad behavior. What is the incentive for Kenya to stop doing the shit that she's done? There isn't one. They're giving her a fat ass paycheck. Why would she stop? But again, you got on this show because you swear I'm a part of history. I'm above it. I'm beautiful. As if Kenya created her own beauty. She didn't. Be very clear. She got it from her mama, her grandma, somebody. She didn't get it on her own. Her daddy. You were created that way, sis. You didn't just become this. That's not an accomplishment to be pretty. Be clear. That is just something that genetically you are. But she uses it as a weapon because I'm beautiful or whatever. And there's nothing wrong. Be beautiful. Twirl on, sis. Without get 10 million twirling people with you. But again, you're at home alone. But I'm happy that she has Brooklyn for her. I think that was one of the best things that could ever happen to Kenya. But again, you say you opening this thing for your daughter, and this is her legacy, and you're watching it crumble away. I hope it doesn't crumble away. I really do wish her the best. Hopefully she, you know, can figure it out and get, you know, get it running. But you did all of that, and now the publicity you probably would have gotten, and the amount of support you probably would have gotten if you didn't do that, and you would still be on this show collecting the check. Collecting a check to be in glam, to travel, to promote your business, to go to dinners and fake be friends with people. Probably getting $500,000 or more a season for what, 2.5 months of work. They're making a killing. At least down in Atlanta. I don't know what all the other wives are, you know, housewives are doing currently. But do y'all not see the train wrecks that keep happening and they still keep coming back to collect that check? Porscha is on her 39th husband. I'm playing. But like, you get what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not worth it to some degree. There's only, I think, 2 housewives that like managed to get out of this safely. Eileen from Beverly Hills. She never really compromised her integrity to me. She wasn't mean and nasty to people intentionally. She just really responded to people. There's one other one that I can't think of at the moment. But they just kind of like, you know, didn't really have any real drama. They had drama, but not like malicious. They didn't work from a place of malice. And I like that. I think that's extremely hard to do, especially beyond one season. Keep your integrity intact. It's hard, I think. Um, but we've seen so many, you know, lose their husbands, lose their wives, divorce, and whatever else. And I'm not saying that wouldn't have happened anyway, but like I said earlier, people be listen, your husband is on TV, he got a nickel in his pocket. I am sending him my whole push through the internet. That's how this is what these people be on, is all I'm saying. And if you want your husband to stay married to you and like only your puss, you might not want to have his ass down to the internet. I'm just saying. Just keep it off of Bravo and VH1 and whatever else that's out there. Not all reality shows are created equal, so I don't want to like put them all in one boat. I'm just saying there's a trend here. It's been going on for years, and it hasn't really changed. Look how bad one, did Robin, and she's still sitting over there. Robin from Potomac don't even have a show anymore. She's not even on this show anymore because it's just so stupid. I feel like it had more to do with her husband. I don't think they should have fired her because I don't think that lady should have to come on once they quote unquote have moved past whatever that indiscretion was or whatever one was doing. Why am I fired? Because I didn't want to put my marriage on blast if me and my husband weren't filming at the time and me and my husband moved forward. I agree 100% with Robin. I don't think she was wrong for that. The wrong part is then I'm not going to, she's only wrong in this way. I'm getting paid to show and share my life. I don't show and share one of the most significant parts of my life, which is, I'm sure, hard for her, difficult, probably heart was broken if it was. According to Robin, she's like the man of steel, whatever. So it's like, I don't want to show this difficult part of my life. It's embarrassing and whatever else. Because I still love this man. I want to marry him. So I don't want to add that to it. That's understandable. But you can't say to your job, hey, I'm going to come and I'm going to do this work. And then don't do the work. But then sell the work, your idea. Let's just say I'll use it for that sake, for just for the sake of this conversation. I'm not going to give you my best product. I'm going to go and sell whatever my best product is on my Instagram. When you've already committed to us that you're selling yourself to us. That's why she got fired, in my opinion. Because Bravo's like, you got us fucked up. Like, that's how I feel. Bravo, Andy, truly original NBC Dow. Like, yeah, you got us fucked up. So I'm sure they paid her handsomely to come back the following season to explain what the fuck was going on with her and Juan. Like, they had to do that because it was like the world was on fire in terms of housewives. It was a whole fire. We couldn't wait to see it. I know I couldn't. I'm like, what the heck is gonna happen this season? So I was very interested. It was an interesting season. But Robin was she was definitely looking crazy. I'm like, girl, do you know how many more seasons you should have been on this show collecting your $400,000 a year check or whatever she was making? That's crazy. You just built your house. You're getting your life back together. Y'all came on this show as a real housewife of Potomac and you're not even married. Let's start there. But I ain't knocking her because there's a whole bunch of them that's not married. But y'all was living in a whole ass condo. I didn't know you could be a housewife with someone and live in a condo. No, condos. I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? It's like when I think of like royalty or if I think of someone who has wealth, I don't think condo. Nothing wrong with a condo. But I want to see y'all just be able to, come in and drop 45K on, a bed or on your Fendi get up, whatever it is, the excess. Because I like that type of stuff. I'm convinced I was royalty in my other company. I mean, in my other life, because I clearly like everything fancy, and it's not on purpose. Maybe I'm just wired that way. I just listen. I like nice shit. It just is what it is. But I can't see myself giving up that bag like that. When I started with, what did Ashley say? $25 in your bank account. Like, Ashley, girl, how do you know? Not Ashley divorced. With her 2 kids. That's why I say these tables, they be turning on your ass. But Ashley's in her 30s, I believe. So she'll get another. I'm going to go ahead and leave this right here. I've been on here for almost, 4 hours? No, 3.5 hours, roughly. I didn't even know it was going to take this long. I wasn't intending to do this. But I'm glad that you guys came on to Chanel's Reality. If you're part of the replay crew, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit all my buttons, the notification button. It's a free and easy way to support Shania's reality. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking y'all for no money, you know. If you like the content you're consuming, you know, just go hit my buttons. That's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna go to bed. No, I'm not. I'm probably gonna get on the internet, but I'm definitely going to lay down and act like I have somewhere to go tomorrow. I have all kind of patients I need to see. So I will talk to you guys later. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know what y'all think about Shania and Porscha's relationship, friendship. What y'all think about them trying to gaslight Angela into thinking she's wrong for saying, listen, don't be talking about me. I'm coming right on down here and get in your face. Not like fighting, but yeah. Say what? You're talking all that hot shit. Now what? Because Porscha, they not real ones. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of Chanel's reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Bye. I'm about to take my medicine because I had a car wreck. My back hurts. That's why I'm sitting up in this bed like this, because my back hurt. My neck hurt. My knees hurt. I'm old. My dog in here snoring. How is he even sleepy? He slept 18 hours. I can't. Anyway. Bye, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thanks for watching.